Alright guys, and welcome back for another edition of Night Time. Join us tonight, Pugsley.
Good evening.
Crazy lady, the beautiful crazy lady one's back again. How was your birthday?
Fantastic. Do you want me to elaborate?
Oh.
We found out the gender of our third grandchild. Would you like to tell everyone?
Yeah, I was right, I hate to say it again, but they're having a beautiful baby girl.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It was a great day out on Saturday, and then we went out with the crew on Saturday night, and yes, I got a little bit embarrassed because everybody in the packed restaurant decided to sing happy birthday.
yes, anyway.
And then Penrith beat the Dragons and finished off the weekend nicely.
Oh, yes. How many points did they win by?
It was 26-18, so 8 points.
Oh.
Poor, I blame Ben Hunt for that, seriously.
I don't care. Does that activate something?
That does.
And that would be?
A toga dress.
And I had to do your face painting.
I do not remember that one.
Wasn't there sausages or frankfurts involved?
Yeah, and Gary wanted a Frankfurt or something involved. Go back and watch last week's show. You agreed to my face painting and Gary's Frankfurts.
Okay.
Am I correct?
Frankfurter hat.
Frankfurter hat.
Okay.
I'll be nice.
Okay.
It won't be anywhere near as bad as the last one.
Okay. I didn't think that one was that bad.
Well, there you go. You're going to be right. So, it was pretty good weekend. But joining us in the bar tonight is Bar Boy Gary.
Hello, and how are you?
Good, mate.
Very good.
Good, good.
How was your 28th birthday?
28. I like that number.
That's called suckholing.
Yeah, good, mate.
Good, buddy. Good.
So, Gaz, what's the word in the bar tonight, mate?
Well, the word in the bar is keep them coming. We've got quite a few coming, and we'll get to them when we can. We've got a few here. Want to get straight into them?
Certainly.
Here we go. Question 1 is from Rob. Who would you have in the halves for New South Wales Origin 2 now Cleary is out? It's on the lips of everyone at the moment.
You'd go with experience, I reckon.
Well, for me, it's at Scum Corp. So, what better person to put in there really than Adam Reynolds? Knows the ground, it's for me. It's a no-brainer. It's Adam Reynolds, really. I know they're probably talking about getting rid of Luai, but Luai didn't really put a foot wrong, I didn't think, last game. So he didn't play out of his skin, but he didn't play badly. So really, can you drop him? I know they'll talk about, Cody Walker this, Cody Walker that, or whatever, but it's picked on form, isn't it? So, yeah, I can't really see Luai deserve to be dropped. So for me, it's Reynolds, but if they do drop Luai, which I hope they don't, Nico Hines, because he's already there. So Hines and Reynolds, if they drop Luai, but I don't think they should. Kylie?
It's Reynolds and Walker for me, but I wouldn't dismiss Burton either.
Oh, actually, yeah, throw that back.
Because of his kicking game.
Yeah, if not, Burton at least comes on at 14. So, yeah, Burton. If Luai gets dropped, it's Hines or Burton, 14 or 6, whichever way they go. But, yeah, with Adam Reynolds. Corey?
Yeah, for me, Nico gets the start and you bring Matt Burton onto the bench.
Because Matt Burton can also fill the centre role.
Yes.
Which I think would have been the logical solution last week. Nico Hines, I wouldn't say he cost us the game, but being caught out in a position he's not familiar with, which is not his fault, did his best. Maybe if we had a Burton that was more familiar with that role, could have could have stopped that, so to speak.
See, that's what I don't understand. They had To'o on the other side. He's used to playing, what is it, the right wing?
Yeah, he was on the left or vice versa.
Yeah. And so playing players out of position is not...
But To'o and Crichton, I thought they played well, to be honest.
Crichton did until the last, I don't know, 10 minutes.
Yeah, because he was chancing his arm because they needed the ball.
Well, Tavita Pangai, he's the one that set the wheels in motion, in my opinion, like when he went to offload it and it hit a Queenslander.
See, another thing too, I know I'll probably get some backlash out of this, but for me, I don't care if you're the captain or you're the incumbent captain. It should be picked on form, and if your form isn't warranted, I don't care if who you are. If you're not warranted, you shouldn't be picked. And there should be, even a captain picked whoever's in the best form, the best position for that time to play, be a captain. And if Tedesco's not up to his standard, I know he played good on the weekend, but if he's not up to it, well, he shouldn't be picked. That's my opinion. Then there's plenty of others that are capable to lead the Blues.
So no more pick and stick?
Well, Queensland aren't doing it anymore either, but, I mean, people are calling for blood, so if you're going to do it for one or two, I think it should go right across the board. And that's not just with Origin. I feel that with club as well. If one player is good enough to be dropped, well, every player is good enough to be dropped. And, it probably couldn't work in the club's advantage, to be honest. So, that's just who I think anyway. Gaz.
It's going to be a good talking point.
Number
2 is from Peter McAllister. If New South Wales lose State of Origin 2, is it even worth watching or going to Game 3? Not finished yet. In my opinion, if the NRL can't help it, they will make, if they can help it, sorry, they will make sure that New South Wales win the decider, so there's much more profitable bums on seats.
Very good point.
Yes, Origin is one of the biggest marketing things to the rugby league. They will be sweating on this for sure. But yeah, it's still worth the game. I wouldn't miss it because they still got to bash each other. And bring it on. Oh, that goes. I'm going to extend that a little bit too. Should Origin have different rules for club games while we're there?
As in?
A bit more lenient with the biff and the physicality.
Yeah, absolutely. They should let the game flow. There was 4 penalties in the first 12 minutes the other night.
But okay, you go back. What stands out in your mind with Origin over all the years? What really stands out in your mind, but
The biff.
the biff?
I was waiting for you to say Paul Harrigan.
That too, but Paul Harrigan, the chief, was one. Growing up being a big fan of Harrigan and the Knights. You were at school, you couldn't concentrate because you knew what tonight was going to bring. And everyone used to race home to watch it. And I mean, it was exciting like that again this year, but will you ever get that anticipation and excitement back? Like the leading into it. Remember they used to have We Were Rocky or that other opera music and then they were bashing each other.
I was just going to say, what about the old days where the cane toad and the cockroach come out and they used to spray each other?
That's it. I mean, that's a huge marketing thing too. So, I reckon change the rules to that. But the NRL will be sweating on this big time. Guys.
Number 3. I don't know if we should say this one or not. Can we please clone Liam Martin? This one comes from the crazy lady.
Oh.
What do you mean?
Oh.
Liam Martin's a gun.
Yeah, I must admit. Yeah, well, in her defence, yes, they can. Because that way they won't fit Sorensen in the cap and he'll leave and come to Newcastle.
Will you shut up? Yeah, but the other night he stood out for me. I'm being biased, of course, but...
No, well, credit where credit's due. And Martin had been out for a little bit, had a little bit of stick to, a little bit of, should he be there, should he not be there? Well, he let his actions do the talking. And it showed. He's the future of the Origin, really. One of the futures. And, Hudson Young as well. First game. And a local boy, too. A local Greta Brankston Algreta Colts player, so good local boy. But yeah, good to-
Liam Martin also backed it up well on Sunday, so that's what you want from your Origin players.
and he's the type of bloke I feel you want on your team. Like, he's a powerful back rower, but he also contests with the high ball, which is, very, I think he's a machine, and you can have double. Sorry.
I wasn't talking about cloning him once. I meant like the whole team.
Oh, I don't mind, because then that pushes Fisher Harris out as well.
Did you see the shirt with him? The photo of him today with no shirt on?
No, I didn't.
The big panther tattoo.
Oh, yeah, huge tattoo,
Yeah.
Big tattoo, but, big shout out to Fish for your video message last week as well.
Yes, thanks for that.
Still can't wipe the smile off her face.
It's him.
Oh, stop it. And Gaz.
Could you imagine that? Liam Martin, like the announcer. And at the number 1 spot is Liam Martin. On the right wing, we have Liam Martin. In the centres, we've got Liam Martin with Liam Martin.
You wouldn't
Easy
want to
to
bother, would
remember.
you?
Who scored?
Martin.
Liam Martin.
Who's the replacement player?
First off the bench is Liam Martin.
Martin.
15 will be...
Put him on your multi.
Yeah.
Well, true, I'll play that one.
Number 4. Did anyone think Teddy hogged the ball too long? He had the Fox unmarked and went to ground with it.
I'm not saying a word.
He doesn't pass. He doesn't pass the ball. Yes, he is a hog. Everyone can go on and carry on about how many metres he makes and whatnot, yada yada, but he didn't pass the ball in a man in better position. So
There was a few times, and if you're going to try and fool the defence when you're running the ball, make sure you have someone on your inside or outside of it if you're going to dummy. You're not going to dummy the Milko or the boogie man. No one's going to fall for that, because a few times he's running up and he's just dummying it. I just thought, you didn't even fool yourself, mate. I just think they go on about how good of a player he is, and he has been in his, in time. But, and I know a lot of people go, oh, no, Tedesco's the gun, he's got to be there. Well, I'm starting to believe he doesn't. He might have had his Origin time. It's time for the blokes of Dylan Edwards to have a shot. And if they're talking about getting rid of this bloke because he played bad and that bad, off he goes and in comes Edwards. That's my opinion.
I'd prefer less Penrith players, thanks.
No, but I know that, but I'm looking at it at a bloke that's probably been in the top 5 fullbacks for the last probably 3 to 4 years, and been on a fraction of all their money, never took a backward step, never had a whinge, never nothing, and just sat and probably was been pushing for Origin for a couple of years. Well, he was the best player in the grand final last year. Couldn't even get on the Kangaroo Tour. So what's that kind of message is that sending to young kids out there playing the game? No matter how good of a player I am, I'm not going to get anywhere.
Well, you just keep trying.
That's right, and he does too. But the NRL's trying to, these kids are the future of the game. You want these kids to grow up thinking, well, I can get to Australia. I can play for Origin. But if you're looking at Edwards, if they're an Edwards fan, you think, well, how come he don't get picked?
Exactly.
So, I mean...
in saying that, guy, that's the price you pay now because Penrith have been so consistent for the last 3 or 4 years that you get a lot of people that are going to play Origin or get close to it.
Yeah, it shucks.
And unfortunately, you don't have a sombrero.
True.
So this is another thing. Back to... I'll leave that for the last question. I'll come back to that. Gary.
This has got 2 parts, this one, from Lou S. With the NRL taking the game to Vegas and putting millions into this, but not a mental health round. How does that work?
Oh.
Yeah, don't get me started on it.
Yeah, well, everywhere you look these days, there's so many people suffering, and I guess, life is so hard for a lot of people right now, and, something like that would probably benefit them greatly.
100%. Well, this week I lost a workmate to suicide. And, the NRL, we've been pushing it for years. As everyone that knows the show, we've been pushing it. We've been in contact with the NRL, high-profile players or former players that are pushing it as well. And the NRL, their answer was there's too many different rounds as it is, and the players don't know what round's what. So that was their excuse why there is no mental health awareness round. I call what a load of shit. I'm sorry, but if you can spend money to take the game over to Vegas, which is how is that going to benefit our game?
Aren't they supposed to be cutting in on the gambling on for footy as well, like cutting down on the ads and all that? So
why Vegas?
Well, that's right. It's the gambling capital of the world.
That's right. So why isn't it, okay, if you want to take it to America, why isn't it in Hollywood? Considering it's probably the best place to take it because a lot of the crusher tackles and acting as well that involved in, me poor heads, it's probably the place to be. But I just think it's disgusting. That taking over there and, who in their right mind can afford to go over and watch it anyway?
Yeah.
Are they taking it over there, though, because there's a lot of people over here that follow American football and that they want the same over there?
There is an American rugby league thing happening over there. There's quite a few teams, but that's them. How's that going to benefit our game, back here in Australia? I just think we should be worrying about our own backyard, our own, look at the interest rates there yesterday have just risen. So, mental health on a lot of people, not just in rugby league, but in general, is a huge thing. And if we can worry and spend money on taking the game to Vegas, we should be worrying about our own backyard first.
Absolutely.
And especially player welfare too. A lot of players find themselves in trouble or strife with things they do wrong or media, and they turn to alcohol or drugs to cope with it.
The crap you see on the internet and the media feed that too. They just keep regurgitating the same story. Like
Paul Kent.
Yeah, well, but Luai, for example, there's so many people that hate him, and the media just keep feeding that, like the whole Selwyn Cobbo and Luai and Reece Walsh.
Well, there was a thing come out this week where he goes, it would be great to play with Nico Hines. And people are bagging and going, see, he's already arrogant saying he's playing with him. No, he didn't. He said it would be great to play with him. It's like me saying it would be great to win the lotto.
Or it'd be great not to go to work tomorrow.
That's right.
I'm still going to go.
It'd be great for the interest rates to go back down again.
Yeah.
Well, when you first met me, you said it'd be great to marry this bloke, and it happened.
It was actually the other way around.
Yeah, well, anyway, and
Love at first sight, guys.
And you know what I mean? Like, it would be great if it happened. He's not saying that he did it, and it just, I know that's how they sell papers or stories or whatever, but how the tables turn, Paul Kent. That's all I'm going to say is, and he don't like it now when it's in his own backyard. So that's just my rant for today.
Yes.
Part 2 to that question, it's a yes or no answer. The decision by the NRL to take the game over there, should we be doing more for our game internally? We're virtually just...
Yeah.
I just think Vegas is the wrong option. Like, if we're going to take it to another country, why aren't we taking it to New Zealand or Fiji or somewhere like that that's actually a part of our game?
Yeah. Papua New Guinea.
Yeah, but first of all, let's, do things in our own backyard. Like, we've got Magic Round in round, say 6 in Queensland. Round 15, we have a Magic Round in Sydney where everyone has, all the players, clubs have different jerseys, and a sponsor sponsors that jersey for that 1 week. They pay for it. Those jerseys then gets signed by each player and auctioned off online, and it all goes to this mental health fund or whatever. And then you have over 2 or 3 nights, whatever, you have so many games, plus you have performances by some entertainers. Everything that's raised goes to the NRL mental health awareness program, where there's a I wouldn't say a bus or some kind of thing where it travels from club to club, not just the NRL clubs but even the junior clubs too, and they deal with this mental health stuff. And I'm not saying people that have sat and done 2 years at uni or whatever, rule people that have been through it. And show people that there's life at the end of the tunnel. That's just something that's really bugs me.
You know what I reckon? When Peter V'landys gives up his job, I'm going to nominate you to run the NRL.
You just want a job.
Well, you've got some very handy,
Well, it's
up a good case.
Well, it's true, and I'm not going to be around forever, and this is something that I've got kids, and I've got grandkids, and they're going to go through a lot of this too. So, if I can save one person's life by, it's no secret I've suffered depression through losing my father and a few other things throughout my life. Been lucky I met Kylie and come out the other side and that. But if I can save one person's life from, it's, to me, I think it's,
That's right. Yep.
But and I will say one thing, no matter how hard life can get, there's always someone worse off than you.
That's right.
And it just takes one or two things to bring you back out. And I have good support in my wife and family. And, mate, I just think the NRL could be doing some wonders with this. But anyway, it's not about me. It's about the next question.
This one's from Kevin Hughes. How the hell can Manly not have to go through a concussion like every other team has to, because they can't win without Turbo? Obviously, Manly aren't too concerned about welfare of their players.
What day does Manly play this week?
Friday night.
So that's 10 to 11 day standoff is already done. Now Jack DeBellin's not playing this week because of his injury, and that was done on the Sunday. So he's already mandatory that week off.
That's right. How can you Roosters one, Roosters another? They've opened, like as Kylie said earlier, they've opened a can of worms.
Every club will be fighting it when they can.
And every club is going to go, well, no. It's the same with, I'm sorry, but I'm about to get a few pins, but it's the same with Dylan Brown at the moment. Apparently he's been named to play this week. I bring Leilua.
Leilua.
Yeah, that's him. He got stood down, and there's no charges against him.
And then again, so did Jack DeBellin as well, for 2 years.
Yeah, the bed sheet got done.
Right. Manise Fanua, that guy that, the Mormon sort of thing.
So what I'm getting at is, why all of a sudden are we having backflips on these rules? It's nothing against Dylan Brown. He could be totally innocent. But my point is, if we're going to make a rule for one, we've got to stick with it. Yep. And HIA, Ponga was out for a couple of weeks. Why couldn't, it's making it hard now because this Turbo's going to be out. And it's the same with this stand-down rule. Who's making the decisions to change it for... If you're going to have rules, you've got to stick with them.
Makes me wonder, though, did Turbo try and milk a penalty when he went down and his concussion wasn't as bad?
Well, didn't they... He didn't come back on.
No, he didn't.
But apparently the doctor that graded it Category 1 was 1,300 kilometres away.
Well, this is my point where...
How could you
that's what they do, but you can't. That's why I mean, this is another thing with the NRL. They're taking the game over there, worrying about money. Spend some money in your own backyard. There needs to be a doctor for the grading at each game.
Surely there's an independent doctor there.
Has to be. Well, there is. The club ones.
Yeah.
Why can't there be an NRL affiliated doctor or someone with some medical, at the game to categorise it? Because you can't tell me, if you're in China, that you can see what Reece Walsh's condition is in Egypt. It's ridiculous. By TV. Like, they can't even get it right on the TV on the bunker, so how's an independent doctor going to get it right? Anyway.
Very, very good questions.
Yeah, back to you guys.
Last question. Don't forget to keep sending them in. How do you think the Panthers will go without Nathan for 6 weeks, and who will replace him? Mitch.
He'll be right. They'll be right.
I know bag plays, but I don't know if Jack Hogg is the answer at the moment. Maybe a couple more games, but to me, Kurt Falls if he's not injured, would be my
So
replacement.
fall from grace for Kurt.
Well, I seen him there at the game on Sunday night as I was going at half time, and Kurt Force is in civilian clothes walking up the tunnel. I'm thinking, well, that would be my number one. You know, Jack Golger's a good player, but you just seen how he stood in the shoes of Cleary last year, and he's a good goal kicker. With Crichton also more than likely going to be picked for Origin, who kicks their goals?
I think Kurt Falls hasn't had a lot of experience in the first grade, though. It was O'Sullivan last year.
Yeah, Kurt Falls did too, but because remember he's a good goal kicker as well.
Yeah, he played a couple of games when Cleary was away.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Cogger kicked good, kick for Tuttle.
So when they
scored,
when they go back to clubland, another bloke that could do the job is Isaiah Yeo at 5'8", because he does play as a second ball player.
True, but I would leave Yao at. You got another option at having him at lock, and yeah, Luai pushed to half. Maybe an option. Dylan Edwards goes to 5'8". I don't know if he's. You know, a lot of fullbacks can play 5'8" too, and he sort of. It could be, but maybe. Actually,
well, if you do that, you bring Crichton back to fullback, and then you just
no. You
because
put
Tugger's back, so
you put Crichton at 5'8". You push Luai to half, and Tongo is back.
yeah.
And you've even got the journeyman, Peachy. So, yeah, I'd be pushing Crichton to 5'8" and Luai out to half.
You could probably also throw, if Dylan Edwards did go to 5'8", hypothetically, that Taruva. I know he's on the wing, but has he played fullback? Because every ball he
has
catches,
played reserve grade fullback.
He is very good under the high ball.
Okay, how many games did he play last year? First grade.
Taruva, maybe one from memory.
Not many.
Yeah.
So he's eligible for Rookie of the Year.
Yes, he is.
Remember that week I said there was one more I was trying to think of?
Yeah.
It's him. Wouldn't...
He's been outstanding.
100% he has. Yeah, who else would you put in for Rookie of the Year? Who was the other one I said the other day? I can't remember now.
I'd have to go through them again, have to go through the teams.
Well, that's your homework for this one.
All right. I've got that.
All right, is that the last one, mate?
That's it. Don't forget, keep them coming in, and they're all good questions this week.
They were. And I tell you what, there was more. But we can't have them all. So if you didn't get your question on, submit it again, and we'll hopefully get you on next week. But
So you had a full bag?
my sack was overflowed.
Smitter's mailbag.
Sorry, Dad.
Anyway, guys, we'll take a few messages from our sponsor.
Major show sponsor, the Burden Automotive Group in Maitland and Port Stephens, comprising of Maitland Toyota, Port Stephens Toyota, Hunter GWM, Cardiff GWM, Port Stephens GWM, and also Hunter 4x4 accessories in Maitland and, yes, in Cardiff. The Burden Automotive Group have been proudly supporting the community for 60 years. They've been supporting this show. Please go support the sponsors that support us.
All right, guys, welcome back. So, no Knights games this week, unfortunately, but instead of night review, let's have Origin review. Just a quick little chat about the Origin, eh?
Yep.
Excuse me.
26-18, was that the score? I can't remember.
Yeah, off
Pretty
the
close
top of my
to
head.
it.
Yeah, but I think a lot of criticism towards Cleary and that, I don't think it was really warranted. He didn't play badly.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Because it's like Andrew Johns. If he didn't sort of being the world's best player, if he did do what he had to do, you know, they're bagging him.
Yeah, but the thing is,
that's all the social media muppets.
And then you got your fullback. He's not playing well. And then I don't think Travojevic played well.
I don't think he got the ball enough.
Travojevic.
They gave it to him standing still, and they gave it to him to take it up.
Who?
As Travojevic.
Yeah, and then Addo Carr didn't play the best either.
He didn't get the ball.
But that's my point, you know, like there's just everything's thrown at Cleary. I think there was a few players that didn't play well, and they can't just blame this one person. He didn't play badly, but he did a lot of things like ran up the line and nearly created this and that. He had an okay game. I didn't think he played badly, so I just think, yeah. But I was impressed with Liam Martin, Appy Coruscant, and
Polo.
yeah, he didn't play too badly at all, actually.
That guy is a brick shithouse. Yeah.
And I know a lot of people won't agree, but I thought probably our best player was Stephen Crichton. Or close to it. Other than Liam Martin. But Liam Martin was...
There was about 3 or 4 good ones, like we just picked out then. The rest were subpar, I reckon.
I thought
You just said about the Fox, and I put it in there that he hogged the ball. He made the break, got through, and the Fox was standing there like this. Hello?
So what did the Fox say?
Was it?
What did the Fox say?
Hello?
But...
You know what I mean? Like, give him the fastest person in rugby league. He's got an open field, and there he goes to the ground with it.
And Tyson Frizzell.
yeah, I was just going to say that.
Good game.
That was a try.
If that wasn't a try, I'll walk to Sydney. Once again, Stevie Wonder was in the box and could see.
Because the referee gave it no try, they look for every excuse again
Yeah.
not to give it.
I just, yeah. But then, if there was one try that was more iffy, you'd say it was Appy Coruscant.
Yeah.
But they gave it to him, which
Yeah.
I'm happy with and it was a 50-50 call, but I just think Tyson's was more black and white that it was a try.
Yeah. He certainly got the ball on the chalk.
But that also shows, when there was people doubting Tyson, I don't pick him. Well, he just proved why you pick him.
Yeah.
There's very biased people out there that pick on the players that are picked because their players weren't picked. Like there were South supporters going, we don't care about Origin anyway.
What, because your Muppets weren't picked? I'll say that.
Well, Mitchell was picked,
with
but
respect.
obviously he couldn't play. He was pretty upset about that. I wonder what the result would have been if Mitchell did play.
Yeah, but then who do you take out? Do you
Crichton.
But then the magic that Crichton produced on the night doesn't happen.
I guess we'll never know.
I just think, not because he's from Penrith, but I watch a lot of Penrith games, obviously, and you see
You
how
have no choice.
but you see how they play, and honestly, Crichton he's going to be a huge loss to Penrith next year. Everyone was saying now Viliame Kikau was such a big loss to Penrith. I'm telling you what, Stephen Crichton says hold my beer because he is going to be a bigger loss than Viliame is because you've got what's his name? Come from the Broncos, former Knights player playing with Penrith now.
Zach Hosking, is
Zach
it?
Hostings filled that role
Yep.
of Viliame to a certain extent. And Liam Martin has stepped up. I know you've got good players in Tongo and Taruva, but Crichton is a step above them again. And like Cleary goes down injured, Crichton steps up and says, hey, look at these goal kicks.
Geez, he can kick a ball.
He's so accurate, and he like watching it on the weekend, and those kicks from the sideline, he shits all over Zach Lomax from there.
And then they run at him, and he's just like, hey, cop this.
Yeah,
His tackling is just... Yeah, I know there's a lot of good centres in the game. I mean, you look at Tony Staggs, for one. But I tell you what, having Crichton in your team, it's a good... Look at the Dogs next year, rubbing their hands together. Oh,
well, he'll be probably the goal kicker over there next year now, won't he? So,
yeah, he will be.
So
Is he going to play fullback?
I think that's what they wanted him to play while he's going over. So,
Huge loss. I mean, God, he'd look good in red and blue.
Look, I'd be happy if he went to the red and blue.
Yeah.
Fijaros.
Support Penrith.
Coruscant.
Man. Anyway.
That's it.
No, but, there's some good talent there, so... But, yeah. Queensland were too good in the night.
14 on the field at the one time, and I'm not talking about the ref.
Yeah, 30
Yeah,
grand
well.
they got fined for that.
It was nothing. to be honest. Like, I suppose rules are rules, but yeah, 30 grand. That's
a lot, eh?
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, rules are rules. But I ask you this: they're fine in Queensland, but for you to go on that field, you have to pass a card to the NRL official, and then he's got to tell you to go on. So how's it their fault, really?
Yeah.
Some ownership has to go back to the NRL and say, look, it was us.
Was that had something to do with the confusion with the injury, wasn't it? That,
Yeah.
I think was
One was going off and the other was going on.
yeah.
They both stayed on.
Stayed on.
But that dude on the sideline gives you the go-ahead to go on, and you hand him the card. And then he walks around holding it up in the air. So that's not the trainer or the coach or the player. That official's told him to go on. So how can they find the... I just find that a bit...
Officials didn't have 30,000.
Was that,
True.
would you say, ludicrous decision?
Yep.
And,
Just like the sin bin.
well, that too, like...
Wasn't much in it.
No, there's... the same as the Manly Knights game the other day. That's in bin. What for? Well, oh, mate, for the... I forget it was with the Queensland side. Got sin bin for an accidental head clash.
Yeah, that was Flagler.
Flagler,
wasn't
that's it, yeah. So,
On turbo.
yeah. And then, here's another thing. You're talking about Tedesco being the world's best player, yeah. How does a fullback get out-jumped by a front rower to catch a ball?
His own teammate from the Roosters, Lindsay Collins.
But you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't happen. Does anyone think Lindsay Collins looks like somebody from a movie?
The hills have eyes.
No, Space Jam.
Is that the one with Michael Jordan in it?
Yeah, remember the monsters from Moron Mountain?
No, I'd have to watch this movie again to...
I'll get here we go. Here's the picture up now. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, so that's Origin, really. You win some, you lose some.
They sum it up. They defended really well in that first half.
Well, we were winning.
Yeah, there was a couple of times where they scored, where we looked like scoring, and you know, and they defended their line. So,
What changes would you make to each side? Blues first, any? Obviously, there is some.
Yeah, obviously Latrell Mitchell will be back.
No.
He won't.
Undecided. Apparently, he's not pulling up as good as expected. So that's an iffy. That's a question mark.
Okay.
If fit, yeah, you'd think he'll be back. For me, Matt Burton comes onto the bench at very least at 14.
We need a couple of Broncos players.
Cam Murray's in doubt as well. I think he got
Well, I don't
Yeah.
think he played real well. But
but he got injured on the weekend too.
Okay, so I know a lot of people are going to go, it's because he's one of my favourites, but David Clemmer. David Clemmer comes back into the side for me. Have a look at the stats. He's in the top 5 props, you know, all of his stats. You bring Clemmer onto the bench at least. Tavita Pangai Jr. gets the shaft for me. He didn't really show much for me.
That was his first game, though.
Yeah, but maybe even a Saifidi onto the bench as well. And I pushed Junior Paulo to start and prop with Payne Haas. So you got Clemmer and Saifidi on the bench.
There's a boat running around for the Tigers that's on the cusp as well. That's Stefan Uwakamatu. He's floating around the traps as well too.
I would like to see the Polynesians be included in Origin. I don't know how they'll do it, whether New Zealand for New South Wales,
Fish.
Fiji and whatever for Queensland. Let's do it.
Well,
Because, okay, you throw this into the action. A player that would breathe, eat and sleep Origin. Moses Leota.
oh,
Imagine that war child coming off. There would be like mayhem. Like he just runs it like he's running through. Remember the old cartoons where they used to run through the brick walls? That's Moses Leota. Like, imagine him playing for New South Wales. It's about time we change the rules, I think.
well, didn't Adrian Lamb play? Oh no, he's not Polynesian.
Yeah, but
he
he's
played-
Papua New Guinea.
But he played his whole Origin career for Queensland. So
So I say let's have the New Zealanders because then you got Scott Sorensen as well. just to name 3. Fisher Harris. There's a lot of talent out there. But yeah, and for Queensland, is it Jai Arrow's gone, below?
Yeah.
Flegler's, not Flegler, Tom Gilbert's gone. He was out for the season now.
Yeah, poor bugger. Yeah, I'm not real sure who I'd bring in, actually. But I tell you who I'd like to see get a run, and they wouldn't, is I want to see Tyson Gamble play Origin. Imagine the mouth on him and the getting under the hair, and that'd be great. It's made for Origin, that bloke. Him and Moses Leota are the 2 blokes that are made for Origin, I believe.
Jermaine Hopgood, is he a Queenslander?
Not sure.
Well, I think Kurt Capewell might come into consideration now that...
Capewell would have to come back.
Yeah.
I don't know how he was left out in the first place, to be honest. But, yeah, I know. Smoky, I know they're looking for players to fill positions. Maybe Kurt Mann has a blinder on the weekend, could come into in contention again. Was a 18th man last year.
Or the year
Smoky,
before,
but I
yeah.
doubt it. But
Regan Campbell-Gillard's back this week against for Parramatta, so I wonder if he'll come into the spotlight for New South Wales.
100% he will. I mean, there'll be games where you'll watch this week and you'll see players play out of their skin. One is Parramatta, Campbell-Gillard, and unfortunately, the other one is Knights versus Broncos. Adam Reynolds.
Yeah.
Katoni Staggs. There's another one.
Yeah, he's been pushed up as well. Yeah.
Speaking of Broncos, another one that, if we're talking about New Zealanders being included, Jordan Ricky. So, I mean, there's a lot of talent out there that we could be including and making this Origin pool so much better. Like, you take all these players that we're, from all these different nationalities that can't play, and you put them in the circle now that you can pick from. Oh, what an Origin.
It's a lethal game.
Oh, isn't it what? But yeah, anyway, that's moving on for Origin. Yeah.
I'd just like to say I'd like to see Katoni Staggs in Parramatta colours in the scrum. I reckon he'd make a terrific second rower.
Yeah?
Oh, mate.
Nothing to do with his foot rubs?
No.
Well, you'd on the ball there, really. I should say on the toe. Katoni Stagg, centre, a bit like Sione Mataudia, and then moved into the second row. Killing it in the second row, Sione, so Katoni could do the same thing. Got a bit of speed, bit of strength as well. So,
Solid fella.
yeah, good point, guys. Yeah, well, anyway, that's our little review on the Origin for the game 1, and move on to game 2.
We got to go. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that this weekend they'll play themselves into contention. Yeah, pick the team, and then it will be played the following.
21st of June.
I'm not a Reynolds fan, but I'd like to see him. He's been playing really well.
We need some Broncos.
Where it's due.
Speaking of next week, bud, must say big shout out to Mark Glanville on the 12th of Monday the 12th, public holiday.
Yeah.
What's the 12th?
Hang on, they say it's the King's birthday. Is that correct? So maybe the King MG's birthday.
Well, you better sing.
Would you like me to sing?
Yeah, go for it.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,
birthday,
MG.
MG.
Happy birthday to you.
Hooray!
Hooray! Hooray!
Yeah, have a big, good one, MG, and don't get too drunk. Well, he got some Grand Matriarch last week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh no, a bottle of wine. So you just never know. Anyway, we might just take another short messages from our sponsor.
Support our show sponsor, Grand Matriarch Distillery, that gives us the beautiful Grand Matriarch vodka that you see on our show every week. Join the reward program, and for every 9 bottles you purchase, you do get 1 free. Grand Matriarch Distilling in the beautiful Sapphire Coast of New South Wales. You cannot go wrong with their product, I promise you. That's grandmatriarch.com.au.
All right, guys, and welcome back. And it's time for What Caught My Eye. And I'm going to start off, but it's not what caught my eye. It's actually what caught your eye. And it was Shark Park, and it was Reece Walsh and his little pink undies.
Oh. Mate, if you wanted a Tinder date, go and talk to him. Must have been a bit cold down there in the Shire.
Yeah, well,
A bit.
But so he's obviously give his shorts away. So
Let me just say there's a reason why he's got eyelashes and eyebrows manicured. Maybe it was tucked in there.
Maybe.
Anyway, so yeah, that's what caught your eye.
Maybe he's trying to get his tackle out down there.
But yeah.
Okay.
Is that all you got?
On that note, Corey can go.
All right.
All right. So my first one is obviously is just footy related. So I like the way Alex Johnson scored his hat trick on the weekend. The guy's only 30 odd tries away from breaking an all-time record that stood for almost 100 years. I think another couple of years, the way Souths play, he will break that and smash it. And he's a good finisher too. So like I just
and he signed with Souths when they didn't really want him, and he signed for less money to stay.
Yeah.
Good on him.
And the second one is not footy related, and obviously what Kylie alluded to at the start of the show was the way we all sung Happy Birthday the other day.
No.
But the whole crowd inside the RSL decided to chime in with us.
You reckon there was over 100 people there? Had to be.
They had to
Yeah.
be pretty close.
Well, that was
yeah.
like 30 just at our table.
So,
Yeah.
So I reckon there's probably 200 people.
yeah.
We walked out this delicious cake, and we started singing, and the next thing you know, the whole restaurant, everyone stopped eating and just chimed in. And
I was so embarrassed.
If I was going to say, if we go back to your 10 in the bin questions, one day when we asked you what was your most embarrassing moment, you can throw that in now.
I don't get embarrassed that much, but the other night I felt my face that burning up that much.
I was like, yeah, keep it singing. I thought it was great. Like, no offense to
Would have been
Paul
great
Kylie,
if it
but-
was somebody else.
No, I thought it was fun. It was good. Good on them. But, I think even the ladies at the desk were singing it in. Everyone stopped working. And, yeah, so it was good on them. I'm like, especially a time where, a lot of people going through issues and, especially with all the pardon the French, but the bullshit in the world with the interest rates and stuff like that. But, a little thing like that to stop and, have a little bit of fun and everyone chiming in. It was absolutely, so I'll tell you what, that's what caught my eye as well.
Yeah. Anyway, but you deserved a nice birthday, Kylie. So it was,
Thanks.
it was well, sort of.
It was lovely.
Yeah.
She had a,
Not from me.
I'd be a bit worried.
she had a great birthday. She
That's what
had
I
it
said.
with me.
That's what I mean. It's a well-deserved nice birthday.
It was a beautiful day, though. Like, the weather was just so warm. It was like a spring day. Yes, and the fact that I was with you.
We can't get him out of this room afterwards.
Oh, stop it. Nah, just taking the piss. But, what took your eye?
The first one is in the women's state of origin.
Ooh.
Julia Robinson, Queensland's Julia Robinson. She's facing a one-match ban for the incident that left Blues centre Isabel Kelly with a throat injury. This, we didn't see much of it, but she could not breathe.
She was
Isabel
not in a
Kelly.
good place.
Would have been scary.
I get it was an accident, but you've got to go back to, for example, to Roosters. What's his name? Been charged this week too for lifting his knees.
Suoli.
That's his
Suwali,
name.
yeah.
Suwali or whatever.
Suwali, yeah.
They've got to stop it, and they've got to learn to run properly. And I guess that goes under that category too. You can't raise your forearm and your elbow, even though it was an accident. You've got to look at player safety.
Yep, it's very true.
And my second one was with the St. George and Penrith game towards the end. For some reason, To'o went to kick the ball and totally missed it, and he spun around, and just the way it happened, it looked so funny.
It was his facials that made it, mate. It was like he just clipped it, but it didn't go anywhere. And it was just like, whoa. He's a clown.
It didn't cost him the game, but he did have a good game though. Scored a couple of tries, so
Yeah, you can excuse that little one blunder. Was that this?
That's it.
Gary?
What caught my eye is the Knights board reportedly supportive of Michael Maguire becoming the next head coach if Adam O'Brien does not finish the season strongly. do it.
I just, I don't. I can't do nothing but shake my head. Why?
When they're winning, he's gold, and when they're not, they're
But
the voodoo sticks in him.
okay, okay. If they want to get rid of O'Brien, that's their decision. But is Michael Maguire really the answer? To be honest, like, I think they're looking in the wrong spots. I guess Flanagan's probably all but wrapped up, but I like Wookie, I do, but I just don't know if he's the answer if we get a new coach. I'm not saying we are, I'm not saying we're not, that's not my domain to be in there, but, I mean, do you have to ask?
The Walker brothers.
The Walker brothers.
Yeah.
I don't know why they haven't had a start yet. Like, you have a look at their team, the Ipswich Jets, the way they play will be totally different to every other NRL team. And they will pull your pants down and, the attack will be phenomenal. If we are to get rid of O'Brien, which I did thought we were keeping him, which I don't know where this is circled from, but if we were, why they're not saying to these two brothers, okay, we'll take you up on your deal of your 12-month contract, and if you don't perform, you sack yourself. We'll take that. Why they're not is ridiculous. You're getting two coaches the price of one, and a 12-month contract. I just.
I don't understand where this comments or this report's coming. Like last year, you could probably state a case for it, right? This year, they're playing well. They've probably played one bad game.
Things are changing. And,
that's right.
They made the mistake, and I'll say it a mistake because it is, of putting Ponga at 5'8". And it's proven that he's not. Well, I guess they say, Darren Lockyer took a while to go from 1 to 6. Unfortunately, this day and age, you don't have time to be able to, so he's got to stay at 1, and which is terrible for Lockie Miller. But, Ponga's going to be injured. Other players are going to be injured, so that might open the door for Lockie. But once again, Gamble is our 6. And Hastings is our 7. Ponga's got to stay at 1, which now it is. So things are going to start changing. So for him to say Adam O'Brien's on the outer, usually where there's smoke, there's fire. So, I mean, is this true? And if so, well, I just don't think Maguire's probably our answer. I like the bloke, and I think he's a great assistant coach. I just don't think he's the right fit for our puzzle. It's like Jason Riles. I don't think he was the right fit for St George.
No.
And he's not there.
No.
Flanagan will, I think, because I don't think Flanagan will take any of the bullshit of the board.
He has to pretty much want to speak to the board, especially there's one particular member on that board that doesn't really want him there, but I think I've read that he's going to sort of back down on that, and if he wants the job, he'll get the job, but he does not want to be running with anybody else. So if they pick him, give him a call, but if they don't take him, so to speak.
But there's the whole point too where they're saying where Riles wasn't, a lot of it was because some of the board wanted him, some of them didn't.
Yeah.
That's the issue again, the board. They can't decide on it, so they need to sack the board as well and just have a new independent or, one board of so many members and get rid of it, because there's your problem. Nothing's going to change at that club, and I'm sorry, it's a sinking ship until it does.
Right now, we need an experienced head like they did because they were pretty much in the same position before Bennett took over a few years ago. Okay. And for 3 years, they were they were quite successful.
This is what fixes St George. Flanagan as coach, Nathan Brown as head of football operations.
Well, he's just gone to Parramatta, hadn't he? Just taken up a job at Parramatta.
Well, you lose that then.
Yeah.
But that's what would have been perfect. Head of football operations or whatever. Or, it's Nathan Brown.
I'm hearing, and a lot of members are asking for Shane Richardson.
Yeah, could do it. Speaking of Parramatta too, I must say a big shout out to Daniel Anderson. I watched a special on him there last week, and I tell you what a humble guy. Like, he's down and in that kind of predicament, and he's such still a really nice guy.
Let's hope he can walk again.
Let's hope. Yeah, so where was I going with that? I've lost myself.
With Daniel Anderson.
Yeah.
It was just a brilliant piece on him.
So, yeah, I don't think he's the right fit for us. No.
No.
So, anyway. Yeah, get rid of it. I hope they do. To be honest, I don't know if it's true, if it's... I guess no one will know till a few more games, but things are changing now. They want to get rid of the coach. I just don't understand.
Wherever it come from, I think it's a rubbish comment, really.
I wouldn't say it's rubbish, because nothing surprises me these days, but I just think it's the wrong answer if they are to get rid of him. I'm not saying they should get rid of him because things are changing, like I said, and things are looking up, but if they were, and it's their way of moving forward, I think we're moving backwards. Anyway. But yeah, that's what caught my eye through this week, and everyone's eye. Gary, what's the drink of the week this week, Gary?
The drink of the week, once again, is Grand Matriarch. Right, enjoy it. Let us know how you go with it. Grand Matriarch.
All right, guys. Yeah. No night of the round this week.
Nope.
So
Tyson Frizzell.
might throw it out there. Who's your player of the round? Can be any game. Gaz.
Can be Parramatta.
I like Junior Polo in the Origin, the brick shit house. How'd you like to be facing him, just charging there?
No, I'm good, thanks.
I like him coming off about 5 to 8 metres, running onto the ball instead of standing flat like they sort of give it to him and he's got to wind up.
Yeah.
And still barges through him and gets offloads, He's one of my all-time favourites.
Yeah, no, he played well. Kylie.
The weekend was a bit of a blur, and I was sober for all of it. So we didn't watch a lot of games. We watched obviously the Penrith game, and
I watched bits and pieces. An Origin.
So for me,
Liam Martin.
Yeah, I'll go with him in State of Origin.
Stephen Crichton.
I'm going to go actually Luke Brooks in a losing side against Canberra. I thought he played very well. Like, he's running the ball now and he looks dangerous.
I tell you who is, sorry.
Rude.
Yeah, ladies first.
No, I was just going to say Tigers should have won that.
Yeah, they should have. No, you can't. I'll tell you who is looking good too also is the big ginger cat.
Corey Horsburgh.
Well, he goes in contention for Origin.
Big ginger cat. Gary.
Last week on my bold prediction, I forgot that I had another one with it. I was going to say Appy Coruscant to score a try from dummy half. Well, it would have been half right. He scored a try, but it wasn't from dummy half. Just thought with his inclusion into the side, like running from dummy half, just would have caught him out. But he didn't do it from the dummy half. He done it from in the play.
But I think they picked right over Cook. Like Coruscant over Cook, and it showed.
Oh, for sure.
Abby Coruscant, for mine, is probably the best hooker in the game.
Hands down.
Yep. I know there's a lot of classy hookers out there, like Reed Barney for another one. But yeah, Abby Coruscant for me is in a different kettle of fish to everyone. Like, plays for the Tigers and last, but always playing good each week, regardless. So, yeah. Well, anyway, we might take a few short messages.
When you think of great food at a great price, the best cold beer in town, awesome live music, even a place that you can host your next event, there is only one place you think of, and that is the Gallipoli Club. Get on down to the Gallipoli Club, the Gal, 3 to 5 Beaumont Street, Hamilton, to check out what's going on this week. Enjoy some great food, a cold beer, awesome live entertainment. You can never go wrong at the Gal, thegal.com.au.
All right, guys, welcome back. And, a bit of a shorter show this week. And because it's a shorter show, and we've give Elliot up there in Townsville a bit of a night off for the rush hour. So, yeah, he does. Champion bloke, and, offers a lot to the show. And his inputs great. So he'll be back next week and talk about some Knights news. So hopefully with a win. So yeah, let's move on to around the grounds.
Gary.
First game, West versus Canberra, 19-20. Very disappointed. I was hoping West would win.
Well, I took the Tigers, and I should have got the points because they were robbed with Luke Brooks.
Yeah.
Well, they were down, what? They scored 19 points or something in 12 minutes. So, I mean, the signs are there, and they're improving every week.
What do you think Ricky would have said to him full time?
Get on the effing bus. But Ricky Stewart was pretty gracious to the Tigers. He gave him a fair rap.
I know Ricky wasn't obviously happy with something in the press conference. I can't remember what I think it's something to do with the reporters, something to do with Jared Croker.
Yeah, it was about him giving him a rest, and he said he's a leader. He stood up and done it, so he's prepared to take and good on him.
Played his 300th game in front of his crowd.
Yeah, if that's it, I mean, it's one game, and Croker has only just come back, really, so they could have been planning to rest him anyway. So, but yeah, if that's what the biggest story you're going to get this week, well,
I really rate the Tigers, even though they like the way they're going at the moment. Like their fullback, Buller, he's only played a handful of first grade games. He feels like he's been there for 5 years.
Oh yeah, gun.
Yeah, 236 run meters, 28. For 28 runs.
That'd be another contention for rookie of the year.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. As I said, as I touched on before, Luke Brooks is playing some good footy at the moment.
Unfortunately for Luke Brooks, he's too inconsistent.
I know, but he's been consistent for the last probably 4 weeks.
In his defence, he has been consistently shit the last few years.
And anyone.
Nah, but good on him. He does cop a lot of bagging from media and that. So, but I hope he does come good. He's another one like Jacob Barfer that cops a fair bit. So I hope Brooks comes good. Like I know he was coming. The Newcastle people didn't want him, and I'm glad we didn't get him because he wasn't the right fit for us. But with a decent 5'8" outside him at the Tigers, which is starting to look that way with Wakeman, you're starting to see the Luke Brooks that can play. So good on him.
Yeah. Didn't Jamal Fogarty have a love affair with the pads, the post? 2 tries, kicks into the post and ricochets.
That's Cleary does that as a masterclass too. And I like to see that, but a lot of more players like Cleary, Adam Reynolds, Cody Walker, Jackson Hastings, use the pads or, use the upright in the play it's more exciting when, just kick it into the goal and get it back. Have a shot to hit the post and a rebound. Have some plays like that. The great GOAT himself, Andrew Johns, really made that a masterclass too.
You can certainly use those pads to an advantage compared to when we were kids playing footy. So,
they pads are more like a fixed sock around them back in the day, weren't they?
Yeah.
But,
cricket pads wrapped around it.
You go to Penrith now, it's a massive milk carton.
Do you remember when Mal Meninga smashed his arm into it a long time ago? Yeah.
They're famous.
Yeah.
I was just about to say the Penrith one with the big milk advertisement around the post.
See, where Cleary can use that to his advantage,
Exactly. My point is, if they got it, everyone should have it. Canberra, Parramatta, the whole lot. Or put it to a triangle and have the point sticking out into the field, so there is no flat surface to hit the ball. If you still hit it and hit the side of it, but no square piece.
I'm happy for each ground to have whatever they want. It's up to then it goes back to the club to use their brains.
Penrith, is use it their advantage.
Yeah.
Just kicking it and having everyone charge through. It's a good idea.
Yeah, and why couldn't Canberra Milk have their own milk carton, big one? Realistically, we could have like a sword for the night, or just.
What about Pugsley's? They'd have a V. and you'd still run into the post.
I don't think they know the direction under the post at the moment.
They don't know where the try line is.
No.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like the play of things like it. And
I
going,
think it should be uniform for the whole lot.
going back with also, too, like the short dropouts. I know a lot of people don't like them. I do. And I tell you what, I'm a big fan of, and you don't see it enough. You've seen it. Someone did it the other day. I can't remember who it was now. But where they go for touch. Where, Cleary does it a bit, where he'll drop kick it and it will go 100 miles an hour across the ground and go out and touch. Just past the 10. I love it. I think it's great. And bang, you get the ball back.
Yep.
More exciting football, I believe.
I think that's a good, as you said, it's a good ploy because teams now are happy to defend 10 metres out than getting a set of 6 from halfway line and running it back. So you're not getting that momentum or the shape to try and score a try.
And if you got somebody like, I'll use us for an example, like Dom Young, that's pretty tall and can get him, use it to your advantage. Have a go. Anyway, moving on.
Next one. Big surprise. Warriors versus the Dolphins. The old Finn sort of laid over on this one.
Thank God for that.
Warriors 30, Dolphins 8. Did they go to sleep?
No, I just think the Warriors were just too good. And Mitch Barnett, good to see Mitch Barnett come back. And I've been a big fan of him this year. Dallin.
Wateni Zelezny,
Yeah, the way he's playing.
Say it, Dean.
Yeah, what he said. Dallin for me.
DWZ.
Yeah, DWZ has been playing really good. Back to his form when he was at Penrith. Former Penrith and Canterbury player. When he was at Penrith, was playing really good. And I'll tell you what, he's gone back to that form. And why? Anything to do with Andrew Webster?
Yeah, I think so. He's got something to do with it.
Former Penrith. And, I tell you what, he's playing some good footy. I mean, he's not a big unit like a Greg Marju, so to speak, on a wing. But I tell you what, did you see that run he ran back from the other day? Ooh.
It's his hair that's doing it.
Warriors have won the last 4 out of their last 6 at home in New Zealand. So who have they got this week? They got the Raiders at Canberra. Okay.
I think I'll still take the Warriors, the way they've been playing and the way Canberra's been playing. I'll tell you what, I'll say it now. A smoky for the finals, Warriors.
8th spot.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, they won't be out in the first week either. Don't be surprised if they're one of the last 4 standing.
Is that your bold prediction?
That's my bold prediction for the year.
So you're over the Cowboys making the...
Do we have Do you want to throw a bet on this with anybody?
Get a nice stuff up there. But anyway, yeah, if you want to take it, I'll take it.
Well, I've done enough bets of losing, so I reckon...
Put your money where your mouth is. You
give
said
it
it.
a crack.
You said it. Come on.
Righto, so...
A tattoo on your butt.
No, I don't want a tattoo on my butt.
Put on another one, man at work sign.
No.
No.
So you reckon the Warriors will be the... So hang on. So we'll get this right.
Not being the
They
8.
go out in the first week.
Okay. Well, I'm happy for them to make the 8, but I think they'll go out in the first week.
No.
Okay.
All right, that's it. They make the second week of the finals, I'll win.
All right. We'll work on a bet throughout the year for the rest of the year for that one.
I'll have to buy some Frankfurts. Make a Frankfurt hat.
He's already got that.
You're already doing that, buddy.
Speaking of sausages, whatever. Someone here had an argument with the chef at the restaurant the other day over a sausage.
What, the restaurant we went to?
Yeah, because I tried to take the whole lot, right? But it was already chopped up. And he goes, no, don't take that one.
Take mine.
So we got this thing wrapped like this long, wrapped around about 3 times, grabbed it, put it on my plate. No, don't touch that one.
Yeah, apparently the bloke
missed
said,
that.
bloke said to him, do you love sausage?
No, I said no, but my mate that sits next door does.
Anyway, so that's it. Moving on, guys, to the next one, mate.
The next one. The Titans, 28 against the Rabbits. Cricket score, 46.
I always thought the Rabbits would win, but I didn't think they'd blow out that much. I thought, with Latrell out and I thought they might have had a bit more of a fight, but Yeah, Titans are too hot and cold, aren't
Do
they?
you think Justin Holbrook might be under pressure here to keep his job?
Well, Vadim O'Brien is. Justin Holbrook is.
No, because I mean they play well for 40 minutes or so, and
That's
they're
where the
and they're a
Knights
good,
would
they're a
suit
good
them.
they're a good attacking team, as you can see this year they've scored 5 or 6 times over 28, 30 points.
But in saying that too, they did have Fafita out. I know, yeah, that's probably about it, wasn't it? They
Yeah.
had, but
Well, the Titans have not defeated the Rabbitohs at Seabus Super Stadium since 2009. That's a bad record.
yeah. I can't see the Titans improving at all this year. They'll beat a team here and there, but to me, that club needs a Nathan Brown. Why I say that is Nathan Brown can rebuild a club from nothing, and he showed with the Knights. So, no disrespect, the whole real good coach, but they need Nathan Brown to rebuild that club for 2-3 years, and then focus on a coach to take him that step further forward.
Michael Maguire possibly.
Yeah, possibly, but yeah. Brown needs to step in for a couple of years, rebuild the club. I mean, they got some good players, but who's their marquee player?
Well, I would have said Kieran Foran, but for Fasui Malali, but
But there's no one there. You need someone at your club like a Cleary, like a Moses, like a Hunt,
Reynolds.
like a Reynolds, probably a Ponga for us, so to speak. But even the Gold Coast Titans, why they went after Kieran Foran, good player, but he's made of plastic.
yeah, you can't keep him on the.
Yeah. Why they didn't go after Gamble before we did, for example, because, he's just next door. There fixes your 5'8" problem.
So the Knights gain, not
Oh,
their
100%.
loss.
But you know what I mean? I think they're paying overs for other players and then not focusing on their... They've got a good 9 now in
Randall.
Re-signed Preston Campbell, something for... he's going to be a quality one. Focus on a 6 and a 7 now. The 6 and the 7 they got are just not working.
Do you know who they did get rid of 3 years ago? Jamal Fogarty.
Well, prime example. Here you go. I know they had to get Randall and they needed to, but they got rid of Greg Marju. Like,
It's a win-win for both the clubs in this one.
it is, but you would have said to the Knights, no, we'll give you somebody else.
That's right.
We're not letting that player go.
Yeah.
Marju's a beast. So, anyway, moving on. Moving on.
Cronulla 12. Broncos 20.
Nail biter?
Why the hell did I pick the Sharks?
Well,
Get all your points.
in your
Yeah, true.
defence, you're probably thinking a few out for Origin.
I don't know what I was thinking, to be honest.
We didn't get a chance to watch this because obviously being out, but
Yeah.
But yeah, Broncos shows why they're going to be one of the top 4 teams this year as well.
Yeah.
One to beat, I reckon.
I used to hate watching the Broncos with a passion. Couldn't stand them.
Same here.
But this year, I actually enjoy watching them, to be honest. I don't mind a few of their players either. Adam Reynolds, you can't not like Adam Reynolds.
I used to hate him. I don't mind him now.
Even Kurt Capewell, Jordan Ricky.
Pain Haas.
I like Ezra Mann.
You like a man?
Yeah, I like
Oh.
Ezra Mann.
Sorry.
Stag.
Yeah.
I like Stag.
Yeah, by a toot. There's some good players in there, and he just, I don't know, maybe, was it the Broncos in the 90s had a bit of arrogance about him, maybe? Is that what it, and now that's the Roosters, so to speak?
No, it's Penrith.
Oh, well,
Because
yeah.
we've won a couple of grand finals. We're arrogant.
But, no, I don't think he's And, for people to say that, you've just got to go and watch a game. For example, not this year, the year before. Penrith against Newcastle at McDonald Jones. Who were the last players to be in that field? 2 hours after, or an hour at least, maybe an hour and a half after the final siren went. Who were the last players to leave the field?
Penrith.
The
100%.
biggest grub in Penrith.
Jerome Luai went from one end of the field all the way around the other one, and every single person that had their hand over the fence on photo, he stopped for him.
Yeah, he did.
Didn't go down a bit and start again. Every single person.
And you think it'd be the other way around, considering the away clubs have a time limit to get on the bus and go back home. So.
Well, this is where I throw it out too, and I don't care. I know I've been of late, ever since we started the show, I watch what I say because I don't want to hurt club feelings and that. But time for who cares? Without the fans, there's no game. So, rain, hail, shine, wooden spoons, arse floggings, the lot. Fans have sat there through it.
That's right.
Players get to say they get a 2 second with the fans and they got to go up the tunnel. You go to other grounds, Penrith. Was it Parramatta? There was another one too that I know offhand. Stay up for ages. So why can't clubs like the Knights do it? I know the coach wants to speak to them, but sorry, the coach gets their own time. If they can't spare half an hour after the game for the fans, don't take their membership. Because without them fans on them seats, that club's nothing.
I was watching telly the other week, and a girl there was probably Portia's age, thereabouts, and she had the opposition's shirt on and put her hand out, and the opposition player went up, took a photo with her and that, which I thought was good, because a lot of people were, Penrith, look at it, I want, their own players, but she was happy to get a photo with the opposition, and the opposition gladly went up and
Good on them.
got a selfie with her. That was good.
Good
I
on
find
them.
that with prizes, when they give out prizes, they avoid the opposition jerseys like a plague.
Yeah, Parramatta. We were down there the other day when we got our butt handed to us. I thought, we'll try and get a couple of freebies and hand it out. They looked at us and went, Knights jersey.
But the Knights do it too. Like, I don't know if they see the Penrith jersey and go, nah, get away from that bay.
No, I think it's because, you pay a fair bit of money to sit in that bay. We're not giving you anything. But anyway. But, it's not like it used to be. Where a lot of... I remember back in the day and you could wait outside the dressing sheds and, Chief, Sarge...
Stalker alert.
All them people. No, but when you were a kid... you used to have your footy cards in your folder and you walk up and they on your footy cards and the players were trying to get through the crowd. Like the crowd under that shed, when it used to be Old Marathon Stadium, it was like ants to an ant's nest. Like, and for kids, I'm saying kids, mind you, that's something that we'll never forget. Like I remember doing it and I had a folder. It was back in the time where Sterlo was doing yeah. He signed me footy card folder, yeah, Peter Sterling. And that's some memories you'll never forget. But anyway, moving on. Next one.
Next one.
Pretty good game, this.
Roosters 25, Canterbury 24.
I thought Canterbury were going to get them.
I think Canterbury probably should have won it, to be honest.
Oh.
Unfortunately, the Roosters won.
Bugger.
Remember, it used to support your own team and anyone that played Manly.
Yep.
Now you support your own team and anyone that plays the Roosters.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it was. I wouldn't say it was a most exciting game. Addo Carr played pretty well, I thought. Marie Marnie had a pretty good game too. But yeah, unlucky. Moving on.
Yeah, that was short and sweet.
Yeah.
No input, Kylie?
No, not really, no.
Okay.
She's saving it up for the game after.
No.
The one after that.
Comeback Kings.
Yes.
North Queensland Cowboys 45. I say 45 against Melbourne 20.
Did anyone really see this coming?
No.
I didn't.
I tipped Melbourne.
Phil Gould reckons the Cowboys can still make the 80.
Well, they want to start. But, hey, maybe I'm right. Remember I said they're going to win the comp? Maybe it's the start now.
Yeah.
But you have a look at the Cowboys last week was the Cowboys from last year.
That's right.
This is the team, how they were playing last year. For the last, what round are we up to this round?
14, I
For,
think. 13, 14.
15.
Yeah.
For the last 14 rounds, that team has been a new team, different team from last year. They're coming back to the form and the way they played from last
And
year.
they've still got Tomalolo to come back.
Well, to beat Melbourne by 25 points.
But Melbourne were missing some players. I know that's no excuse because your team needs depth, but Justin Olam left the field in the 35th minute for HIA and did not return.
Not before he put a crunching hit on someone. Just before he...
Yes.
How'd you like to have 5 of them on your team?
Yes.
The others...
Lee Martin, yeah, that's right.
Him and Elsie Albert running at you.
Oh, yeah.
I was waiting for it.
You love it.
Yeah, so Sammy Valamay, I think that's how you say his name, he became the first Cowboy to score a hat-trick on club debut.
What a debut.
Yeah.
Get that one.
Yeah.
Just falling into his lap.
Like you would go home and you'd just watch it over and over and over
You'd
again.
show
wouldn't you?
everybody that come into your house, hey, watch this.
Hey, Pete, Brian, come around from half.
But-
Just watch this for a minute.
Yeah.
But you're a player, okay, you're playing the NRL. You would have, for your own thing, you got a man cave or a bar or even, all of them have decent houses, so you'd up your hallway. You'd have big photos printed out of that game and you're scoring tries and that. Well, I mean, good on them. If you can have that and live that memory for the rest of your life. If he doesn't play ever again, and that's his one game, well, come on.
Yeah.
But moving on to the last one, and probably I actually will give St George here, before you get into some credit. They played well. A lot of people go, Penrith didn't play all good. No, they didn't play as good as they could because of the Dragons.
They did push Penrith into...
Can I read the outfit?
Yeah, sorry.
for it.
Thank you.
I forgot the score, that's right. Thanks, guys.
Penrith 26. The Big Red V. St George 18. Okay, now you can go.
Oh, thanks. And saying that too, but you put Nathan Cleary back in there, whole different ball game.
Yeah.
What about when Jerome Luai limped around and went down with a twisted ankle? I had a heart attack.
Yeah, well, we're a bit worried there. But this just remind me of something we should have spoke about when you said Luai with Origin. The hair pull.
Players are just going to do it now.
Yeah, but if you're going to pull someone's hair, stand there and face the music. Don't run away. I just thought that was a dog act, and it was just reminding me of Luai. If you're going to pull his hair, stand there and cop it. So let Luai play. Just so him and Reece Walsh can go at it next week. Anyway, yeah. Panthers, are they in trouble for 6 weeks?
No.
Yeah, you can... I think... Well, it's just during the Origin period. Probably... They'll get away with it. I think that's a good time for Cleary to actually get injured.
It is.
Yeah, I mean...
Come back. Look at that time.
Yeah.
Remember, he was out for the tackle on Mitchell Moses.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone,
How can we forget that?
and Kylie was panicking. I said, no.
Them golden boots.
But I said, no, this is probably good because he's going to come back fitter, stronger, and have a rest and be...
Fired up.
That's right. So look at it that way.
He's never had a hammy either before. He's
No.
never done one. So, and it was it looked pretty nasty.
Yeah, when people said, and they're going, we're not sure how bad it is, I thought in the back of my mind, it's bad. Like,
Why didn't you tell me then?
well, I didn't want to...
So
we hadn't gone to bed yet, so...
just quickly, can we touch on that? What happened when the touch judge intervened when the ball went backwards off Fenai? Sloan gave up on it because he felt he was in an offside position.
The referee should have said, play on.
Well, the referee did. The touch judge said no.
Yeah, but then the ref pulled it up.
Yeah.
He should have said, okay, play on, keep going. Old mate scored. They looked at it and, or even, what's his name, Sloan?
Yeah.
Should have went, I would have kept going even though the ref pulled it back and scored and said, check it.
Yeah. Well, they weren't allowed. They weren't allowed to challenge it because apparently it was too late. I don't understand why, but Sloan should have also played the whistle. So everybody should have played their part in doing that better. So, and honestly, I thought Fenai was lazy the way he tried to grab that ball from the kick. So, but it also went into a try for the Penrith as well, and it sort of changed the momentum
Doesn't matter. You lost the bet.
I know. Right. Wouldn't say we weren't going to win, but
No,
they certainly,
you never know.
certainly, I
Things
was,
can
I
change.
was definitely proud of the way that they put up a fight.
So you're not buying a Knights jersey just yet?
No,
I'm
not yet.
still trying to talk up the big V.
Oh, red V till I die, baby.
But yeah, no, they'll bounce back, and but yeah, good on the Dragons. Well, that was around the grounds for this week. So time for a bit of humour, is it?
Yes, maybe.
This is always a good time of the night where have a bit of humour.
Hope so. All right. This. What was that? Nothing.
Sorry?
Nothing. Okay, I've got a couple of little Johnny jokes. So, little Johnny's neighbour just had a baby. Sadly, the baby was born without any ears. When the mum and baby came back home from the hospital, Johnny's family was invited over to see the baby. Before they left their house, little Johnny's dad had a chat with him and explained how the baby had no ears. Johnny's dad also told him that if he so much as mentioned anything about the baby's missing ears or even said the word ears, he would get the hiding of his life when they came back home. Little Johnny told his dad he understood and agreed not to mention the baby's lack of ears. Johnny looks in the bassinet and says, "Wow, what a beautiful baby." The mother replies, "Why, thanks, Johnny." Johnny says, "He has beautiful little feet, beautiful little hands, a cute little nose, and really beautiful eyes. Is he able to see all right?" "Yes," says the mum. "We are so grateful. The doctor said he will have perfect vision." "That's great," says little Johnny, "'cause he'd be stuff if he needed glasses."
Okay. Oh, I like it. Seeing they're all little Johnny jokes, we should make mention that this segment is sponsored by Little Johnny Sayer, Sayers Inc.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get our tats pretty soon too.
Yeah, we'll give Little Johnny a call, and
You get one too, Gaz.
Oh, those.
Okay.
you can't be the odd one now.
No,
Minion's already got one, so he's going to have another one.
I know.
Why not?
Update the shield.
He had the retro one.
Yeah.
Next one.
All right, another little Johnny joke. Little Johnny's class was learning vocabulary in health class. Thanks in large part to Johnny's use of obscene words, the teacher was going down the list, asking students to use the words in a sentence. "Rectum," she said, and Johnny eagerly waved his hand, but she had some experience with Johnny, so she called on Susie instead. The next word was defecate, and again she thought it best not to call on Johnny despite his enthusiastically raised hand. Finally she came to urinate and figured Johnny couldn't do much harm with that one. Sure enough, he raised his hand, practically leaping out of his desk to make sure she saw him. "Okay, fine, Johnny," she said reluctantly. "Urinate," Johnny said. "Teacher, urinate. But if your boobs were bigger, you'd be a 9.
No. That's a good one, too. Little Johnny jokes.
The first one was better.
No, I like that one, too. They're good little Johnny jokes. Got another one?
Do you? I got a couple of short ones.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. "Teacher, now little Johnny, be honest. Do you say your prayers every night before dinner?" "Johnny, no, miss. My mother is a really good cook."
Fair enough.
Any more?
Yeah.
There you go.
"Teacher, does anybody know what we call a person who keeps talking when nobody else is interested?" "Little Johnny, a teacher, miss."
I'll play that one, too.
Yeah.
Last one?
Yeah, all right. "Teacher, little Johnny, how do you spell elephant?" "Little Johnny, ELEFANT. "Teacher, no, Johnny, that is incorrect." "Johnny, maybe it is wrong, miss, but you asked how I spell it."
I'll pay that. That was good. I like good little Johnny jokes. But yeah, no. Well, who you got this week?
Roosters.
Roosters. Oh, that'll be a good game,
I
actually.
flogged them last time, so
Cleary's out. Suoliti's out.
It'll be interesting. See who's going to step up for the Panthers and see.
Panthers by 10 plus.
Yeah.
Everybody thought that with the game just gone.
See, for me, if they want to go forward, Luai to half, Crichton to 5'8", to fill this gap for a bit. For me, Cogger's just not... I don't think he's a fit for Penrith, to be honest.
He did set up a good kick for Toto at just before half time, though. So I'll give him a little bit of credit there.
What else did he do?
Not much.
That's what I mean.
Right.
You know, I don't think... I'm not saying he's a bad player. I just don't think he's the
Right.
fit for Penrith.
Right.
And I think, you know, at this stage of the season, Crichton, Luai, and then you push Tago back into the centres. Tonga, what his name is, and even Peachy.
So is Taylor May gone for the year?
Yes,
Yep.
unfortunately. Because there's an absolute gun as well.
Yeah.
Him and Tungo were great together.
Yeah.
So that's for me. Push Crichton out and, one of those in the centres. That's what I'd be doing. It's just, you got class there everywhere. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But thanks for coming on again and happy birthday for last week.
Thanks.
Also, there is still, I believe, about 10 seats left on our Panthers trip. There's tickets selling well, but still got 10 seats left. So get on. You know, you wouldn't drive down there for the price of the bus. Once you take out your petrol and your parking and your tolls and, you know, crazy not to get on the bus.
To all our viewers, get your friends along as well.
Yeah, because once them seats sell out, unless we get a bigger bus, which will then include quite a few other numbers, you'll miss out. So thanks to Port Stephens coaches, great coaches and very luxury, very comfortable.
That was so
and
good last time.
Oh, absolutely second to none. And I know there's a few bus companies out there and Sid Fogg's and the others, and no disrespect for them, but the service you get from Port Stephens is phenomenal.
Yeah, for sure. Every time I've dealt with them, they've answered all my questions, everything. They're just so polite to deal with. And
to be honest, like we put a quota in for a few mobs and they come back the cheapest. You know, and we told them pretty much the prices are Harbour's too, and they said, we'll make sure we beat that every time. So. And
they're newer buses, so it's the most comfortable bus I've ever been on.
And it's nice, I said, it's nice for them to take us down earlier to do what we want to do.
100%.
You know what I mean? Instead of just taking us to the game and then taking us back.
Well, once again, not mention names, but there's other companies out there that said, well, this is your stops, and your stops will be this town, and that town, and no others. And it'll be at this time, and then as soon as the game's finished, get your butt on the bus because we've got to leave.
Stuff out.
And Port Stephens are, what time do you want to leave? Where do you want to be picked up? How many stops do you want? When do you want to come home? So we can run it to how we, when I say we is, you know, it's mainly from what we've put together. But if there's fans say, look, we want to do this or we want to do that, we sort of cater to everyone.
Yeah.
And then Port Stephens are, you know, happy to do it. So, I mean, if you need a bus, jump onto them and tell them we sent you and they'll look after you. But till next week, eh? Go the Panthers.
Go the Panthers.
All right, guys, and we'll take another few short messages and be back shortly.
Who doesn't love a nice cold beer? And the best cold beer is not some other mob down the road. The best cold beer in Newcastle is found at Thirsty Messiah. The Thirsty Messiah Brewery is found at 140 Lambton Road in Broadmeadow. Get on down there for some great beer at a great price. Support the local. Thirsty Messiah Brewery in Broadmeadow.
All right, guys, it's that time of night again. It's time for Talking Schmidt. And caller number one, who we got there?
Michaela.
Hang on a minute. I know this voice. What's your last name, Michaela?
Johnson.
It's my lovely daughter. I knew it was. I knew that voice. What can we do for you?
So out of curiosity, do you think that Kalen Ponga should take a pay cut to help others stay in the club?
Ooh.
Yes, for me.
Well, there is a lot of players rumoured that we're going to be leaving. This is no disrespect to Carlin because we know he's such a champion player and a good bloke he is, but what about $1 million? back to a mil. What has other incentives to keep him at the club, but that frees up $600,000. So that also then means we can keep other players. So, I mean, you look at Nathan Cleary, what's he on, 1.2? And he's the best player in the game. So, yeah, I think maybe KP could probably take a pay cut. Well, not a pay cut, but it's other incentives in place of maybe 600,000. You know what I mean? So there's other ways we could entice him to the club. So, yeah, that's a yes from me. Corey?
Yeah, I reckon I'm totally agreeing with you there. He hasn't shown to me that he's a $1.6 million player. So, yeah, I reckon take a pay cut for sure.
No offence, like this is directed at everyone across the board, but everyone across the whole league, there's no player worth $1.6 million for me.
Yeah.
$1 million, $1 million is a lot of money.
Yep.
And, you know, it keeps your nucleus of your team together with a little bit more money to free around. So maybe maybe one, and then for your marquee player, maybe something off the cap can come in board where, you know, club can offer him cars or something. I don't know. But, yeah, 1.6 is a lot of money when we're going to be losing some other players.
Do you think he might be under pressure being on that money to perform every
Have
week?
to be.
Yeah.
Have to be.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind him. I reckon he's a good player.
Oh, yeah, and a good bloke.
Yeah, I just don't think he's, as you said, no one's worth the 1.6 mil.
Yeah, and as McCullough, you know, alluded to that, you know, it's about trying to keep all your players in the club because, I mean, if you spend 1.6 on him, there's a lot of your cap already gone.
Well, if they want to keep the nucleus to win the next premiership, then you've got to keep him and everybody else floating around. So,
Other teams have players have taken cuts and stayed there and performed.
Cleary?
He's I like Kalen. He's a good player. He talked the talk, but at the moment he's not walking the walk.
But even so, when he is on his game, I still don't think no player's worth $1.6 million. That's just my opinion.
Same.
Yeah. So hopefully that answered your question for you.
And on top of that, Grand Matriarch, have they got flavours just like Bilson's? I know that Bilson's got like 30 odd flavours and they're one of my faves. So,
Ooh, I tell you what, I'll get on to the Grand Matriarch and say it's been, because you're not the, we've had a couple of people inquire about this as well, so let's see if we can get on the Grand Matriarch and see if they don't have the flavours like the Bilson's, only the ones that we've had on here the last couple of weeks. Let's see if they can make them for us. It might be a nighttime special. And I'll tell you what, just to ring it up and pushing it through, if they do, I'll send you a bottle straight away.
I'm not going to complain.
I didn't think you would. Anyway, you're in the running for a tattoo voucher, so yeah, stay tuned, and you're on the draw. Well, you might win this week. I'm not sure. It's up to the crew who's the caller of the week's going to be. But if so, you're on the board, and you might get one. You might be able to get my name on you.
You'd love that.
Yeah, best dad in the world. You know what I mean?
What would you get, Michaela, if you did win?
Oh, look, in all honesty, I'd probably get my partner's tattoo that he got on his bus weekend covered up.
You don't want to know.
That's another day, is it?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's funny from our side of the fence because we know, but from other people looking in, they might think, well, what the... You know, so...
so laser surgery might be the way to go.
No, well, Michaela's getting married in a few weeks, so, you know, I'm the lucky man with my son that gets to walking down the aisle, so, you know, pretty proud and privileged to do that, so, you know, maybe some wedding bells or something over the top of it. You just never know. Anyway, darling, thanks heaps for calling in for us, and we appreciate your support and enjoy the rest of the show.
That's all right. Enjoy your night.
No worries. Thank you.
Thanks,
Good night.
Michaela.
Good night.
It seems that everywhere you look these days, you're going to find somebody covered in tattoos. Tattoos are common, not like they used to be. So what do you do if you are wanting some ink that stands out from the rest of the pack? Head on down to Sayers Ink, check out some of their award-winning work. They are a great friend and sponsor of the show. jump on their website and look at some of the work from John, from Scott, Army, Dean, Jess, Mandy. Their work is stellar, obviously long-lasting, and you'll be happy with the result. Sayers Inc. We can't promise it won't hurt, but we can promise great results. Jump on to sayers-inc.com.au.
All right, guys, it's caller number 2. Who we got there?
It's Kenny, mate. How you going?
Kenny, how you going, champion?
Yeah, good, mate. Good.
Mate, what do you got for us this week, buddy?
State of Origin.
Ooh, Origin.
Like it.
Yeah. Spine. What's the Blues spine?
Ooh. I'm going to get a lot of backlash from this, as I said, but I think it's time Tedesco moved on, personally. I'd like to see Edwards in there, which is not going to happen, so we'll stay with Tedesco. But I think should be Adam Reynolds at half, and I'd like to see Luai stay there because he didn't play badly.
Yeah.
But if not, I'd say probably Nico Hines to 6 and Matt Burton to 14.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But my way of thinking Reynolds over anyone else is Reynolds plays at Suncorp every round now. The game's on the line. He knows the stadium more than probably any other halfback going around the game, and I think he's ready to step up and take it by the scruff of the neck. So for me, you got a good goal kicker in Reynolds as well. To me, it's a no-brainer, I think, for Reynolds.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Reynolds.
Would you change Luai?
Like you said, he didn't have a bad game, but
Is anyone better, Kenny?
Well, yeah, I mean, you got the Penrith combination, then you got the South combination. You got Reynolds, who's played with the South combination before. But I was thinking more, bring Cookie back in, have Appy Coruscant on the bench.
Yeah.
Maybe go with either Reynolds or Hines or Reynolds or Walker or...
Yeah, I like your way of thinking, having the 2 hooker rotation as well.
Yeah.
Gordon, I think it was Gordon Tallis that said that they got to be happy to have 2 hookers in the team.
My only issue, I like it, but the only issue is, okay, one of your outside backs goes down. Does that limit your 14 utility like a Matt Burton then?
Yeah. Or like Nico played in game 1.
I mean, there's a catch-22 either way. You know, there's good parts and bad, but I would go, if I'm Freddie Fittler, obviously, as I said, I'd like to put Edwards in there, but it's not going to happen. So it's Tedesco, Luai, and Adam Reynolds with, I mean, this is the hard one I'm tossing up between Matt Burton, because Matt Burton can play a lot of positions. Or do you stick with Nico Hines because he didn't get much game time?
No, he didn't really, did he? And in a position that he's never really played before, I don't think he played much, Scanner.
Nah.
No.
Yeah, it's a bit of a predicament really to be in. But, I mean, if you're going to change the spine, like I said, change the lot up and change Nico Hines to 5'8" with Reynolds, well then, you know, it's easy for me if you bring Burton in. But I guess it all falls around what they do with Luai, to be honest.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's it. Well, he didn't play that bad in game 1. He has got the combination there with, is it Crichton and To'o? They're on the same side?
Yeah, Crichton.
Yeah.
Crichton, To'o, and realistically, you could probably throw Appy Coruscant on there because they played together for so long. But, yeah, I was really impressed. I mean, as we all know, I watch a lot of Penrith games, but I was really impressed with, as we said earlier, with Stephen Crichton, to be honest. I didn't think he played badly at all.
No, he didn't. He played really good.
And obviously you being a bit of a footy guru too, Kenny, I'll throw this out to you quickly too. With the Nathan Cleary 6-week debacle where he's off, would you throw Luai up to half and then Stephen Crichton to 5'8" for Penrith?
I'd say probably, yeah.
Because what we're alluding to earlier was we just weren't that impressed at the moment with if Jack Cogger is the right fit for Penrith. So to me, you got Taneva and that with Tongol coming back and Peachy.
Yeah.
You just push Crichton, who is can play 5'8" really well as well, and your goal kicker to 5'8", and he gets his hands on the ball a bit more, and Luai to half. I think, to be honest, that's the better option.
Peachy could also play 5'8" too. There's another.
Oh, I was just about to say that. Yeah, you got Peachy there who can play 5'8". Have they still got Kurt Falls?
Well, that was the other one we were saying too, how impressed I was with Kurt Falls. But last week when they were walking off the tunnel for half-time, you seen Kurt Falls in civilian clothes. So wasn't playing anything. So maybe he's still injured. But, yeah, Kurt Falls come on and really played well for Cleary last year. But I'm thinking maybe he's still injured. So I think they'll name Cogger there. But, this is probably why Ivan's getting paid the big dollars and I'm not. But, yeah, for me, I'd push Crichton up to 5'8" and Luai out to half. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I reckon it'll work.
That's
he would at 5'8". Yeah, he'd go good. And well, you got Peachy there too. He can come in and fill in the centre.
Yeah, and then like Corey alluded to earlier too, you got Isaiah Yeo, which is your ball playing lock as well. So could all fit through. Mate, great question, but I'm going to hit you up with another one. You're trying to tell us questions, but I'm going to hit you up with another one. Been a big Knight supporter and still a member of our panel from time to time. Madge Maguire. The rumours are that the board at Newcastle is interested in Adam O'Brien possibly moving on and him coming through. What do you think of that?
Wow, that's the first.
Rumours, speculation.
Yeah, right, yeah. Well, he's won a premiership, but, well, I don't know if you want to resurrect his career, I suppose, you know what I mean? It's probably a win-win situation for him, isn't he? But we haven't got a bad roster.
And
can you get it firing?
But the thing is, things are changing for us.
Yeah.
Starting to win games, we're starting to move forward. What are we looking at change of a coach?
Yeah, there's the other thing too. Like I don't know, Brian hasn't done bad. What he's been 2020. That was his first year, and he's had one bad season.
But if it was this time last year, you could probably go, yeah, fair enough. I understand this talking, but positional change of KP back to one. He's starting to play good footy. You got Tyson Gamble in at 5'8", things are changing. I just don't understand where out of left field this has come from. But
yeah, it's a bit. That's 8 ball of the pool table. I think Ivan. That's the first I've heard about it, actually. To be honest.
Yes, socially through one of the sites today, it come through. But Tom,
right,
mate. Anyway, you're in the draw for the to go in the caller of the week to get on the chocolate wheel for the Say a Zinc tattoo vouchers. So stay tuned, champion. You just never know your luck.
Oh, too easy.
Mate, appreciate your support and calling in and that, and enjoy the rest of the show.
No worries. Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Thanks, champion.
Night, Kenny.
Thanks, Ken Dog.
See you, mate.
I gotta be honest, one of my favourite things in this life is to sit down with some amazing meat and just stuff my face full of it, and the best meat that you will come across, honestly, is found at Steak and Chops Butchery at Tanilba Bay. Jump on their Facebook page and check out some of the prices and some of the specials. The quality is outstanding, the prices are excellent, you really can't go wrong. Steak, chops, sausages, mince, lamb loins, what more could you want? Get on down to Steak and Chops. That's 69 Beatty Boulevard in Tanilba Bay. Tell them the Sasquatch sent you.
All right, guys, time for caller number 3. Who we got there?
Elaine.
G'day, Elaine. How are you?
Good, thanks. Really good.
That's the go. Good to see the Knights back in action this weekend.
Oh, yes. Well, I hope they're back in action.
Oh, it's going to be a hard game up there with the Broncos, that's for sure. Adam Reynolds will be looking to play himself into Origin.
Yes, and I'm also wondering about Cody Walker for Origin.
Ooh, his name's been thrown up there. For me, I don't know if we should... Has Luai done enough to keep his spot? I don't think he played too badly last week.
Well, I was watching NRL 360 last night, and one of the journalists on there, I think it was Buzz Rothfield, was saying that he doesn't, now that Cleary's out, he believes the reason Luai was there in the first place was to partner Cleary because they play together in club games.
Yeah.
And now that Cleary's not there, that they could do with a different combination altogether.
Yeah. I don't know, they say it should be picked on form. He hasn't done anything wrong to lose his spot. If he is to lose his spot, I'm thinking, personally, I would go probably Nico Hines because he was there.
Yeah, I love Nico.
Yeah, so should he slot into it and then Matt Burton onto the bench for me?
Yes, I like Matt Burton too. He's a real tough Origin player.
Yeah, I mean, if you have that issue where we lose a centre like last game, Matt Burton can slip straight into the centres, but...
I'd love to see Burton put one of those bombs again.
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah. No, I was just wondering. I mean, Cody Walker's 33. But, looking at it from my perspective, he's only a chicken.
Well, I'll throw one out to you there. Queensland 5'8", would you like to see Tyson Gamble?
Yeah, I think that's... what, for the Knights?
Yeah. He's a Queenslander?
Yeah, I know. Tyson, no, I think he's okay. I think we might have discussed this last time.
Oh, we might have. I'm a big Tyson Gamble fan, see?
Yes, so. I gathered that.
I just think what he brings is he's one of those players that's made for Origin with his little bit of mongrel in him, and he gets in your head and he'll rattle the players. So, I mean, he could do that big time for New South against, which is good that he's probably not in for us, but I think he's built for Origin, that bloke. Gareth?
Yeah, well, exactly. You need someone on the field with a bit of mongrel. And I mean, Mick Ennis was the absolute chief stirrer.
100%.
And he used to upset a lot of players and put them right off their game.
Oh, I can't wait till the Knights play Souths.
What's that?
Gamble versus Cody Walker.
Oh, that'll be interesting, won't it?
They both like a little bit of talk and niggle, so yeah.
It might turn out to be Elias and bloody Hastings.
It'd be worth the fare to get in just to watch them.
Yeah, that's worth the price of admission.
Mate, I'll be there with bells on for that game, or as we are for every game, but like the young girl's sign is, it's gamble time. That'll be time for gamble that week, that's for sure.
No, well, we'll look forward to that one. When's that?
I think it's August.
Good way yet then.
25th of August, I could be mistaken, but yeah, too far away, isn't it?
Are they playing?
Yeah,
is the Roosters next home game?
Next home game against the Roosters, which, that could be pretty good as well. It's time for Gamble to really shine, I think. So, but going back to your question, for me it's Nico Hines, or if they change, it'll be Nico Hines or Burton, but I think they should leave Luai there, personally.
Yeah, I'm not totally convinced. I'd like to see someone. I'd prefer, put it this way, to see Nico Hines rather than Luai. My
only issue is I'm a big fan of if in form you should be picked, and I think they are in form, but I don't think he did anything wrong to lose his spot. But my the problem is too there is if they keep Appy Coruscant And then you got Brian Tootle, Stephen Crichton, William Martin. You got the Penrith connection. So that's what might keep him there as well.
Yeah, somebody else said the other day, another one of the journalists I was reading said they think it's time now that Watsy's out, Cleary, that it might be time to give another combination a go.
Yeah, I understand that too, but Abby Coruscant was probably one of our best players at New South Wales last week. So how do you get him out?
Oh, yeah, no, he was good last week. He really played well. He's a slippery little sod.
My issue is, if they're going to drop players because they didn't play that well, James Tedesco should be the first player not picked.
Yeah, I know.
But because he's the captain, they won't, which is, in my mind, is wrong. If it's picked on form, Dylan Edwards probably the first player picked. But unfortunately, because he's captain, he won't. But anyway, I hope that answers your question for you. And
no, that's good. Nice to talk.
I hope you enjoy the rest of the show, and you're in for a chance. You might win a tattoo voucher.
I think I'm a bit old for tattoos.
But
I know someone.
Never too old, Elaine.
Thank
big
you.
Knights on your shoulder.
I could do that, couldn't I? My husband has had a fit, but anyway.
You just come home and you say, "Oh, look what fell on mine."
It's a sticker.
Yeah.
I tell you what, Elaine, if you do win, one of the boys or a couple of the boys will go down with you and hold your hand while you get it there, yeah?
I'd probably end up holding their hand. I'm a tough old bird.
Oh, no, that's gold. That's awesome. We appreciate your support and calling in for the show the few times that you have. And, keep it up. We love your input.
Thank you.
No worries. Thanks very much.
No worries. Bye-bye.
Have a good night.
Right.
Palmy or Palmer, it doesn't matter where you're from. It's Palmy, by the way. The best schnitzels in town are just around the corner at Harry's, where they cook chicken the way nature intended, flattened, crumbed and golden. Nothing beats a good schnitzel. There are burgers, there's chips, there's all sorts of wonderful food there to be had. Grab yourself a Harry's loyalty card, get on down and enjoy some of the best chicken you'll ever have. It's really good schnit. Get on to Harry's at the Junction, Jesmond, Marketown, Thornton, Erina and Toronto. It is Sasquatch approved. It is Nighttime Podcast approved. Harry's Schnitzel's the best in town.
All right, guys, it's time for caller number 4. And who we got there?
Hello, Nighttime crew. How are you?
Oh, Simon, how are you, buddy?
Oh, look, I'm just wonderful. How are you?
Yeah, we've had a good weekend. We had the crazy lady's birthday on the weekend. It was pretty good. So, getting back into thick of things and looking forward to... Hey, it's our resident legend on the show, Mark Glanville. It's his birthday on Monday.
Oh, the big MG.
Yeah.
Well, what are you doing for that?
I only found out just before we started. So, sending him a cheerio, that's for sure.
Well, give him a big hug and kiss from Simon if you see him.
Yes, certainly.
We'll shake his hand. We won't worry about the hug and the kiss.
Yeah.
Oh, what's wrong with you?
Mate, what's your question for us this week?
Well, what about a hug and a kiss?
Well, we'll have to see Chris about that.
Yeah, what's your question for us this week?
Well, I watched the Origin of Collis and I was quite enthralled by the game. But my question for you is, did the Maroons win or did the Blues lose?
I think the Blues sort of... Okay, Nico Hines isn't at centre, playing out of position. I think we could have probably handled it a bit better. So, yeah, sort of in a way, the Blues sort of threw it away.
Well, they extra man for 10 minutes too, didn't they?
What's that, sorry?
They had an extra man as well for 10 minutes.
Yeah, and then you've got to ask yourself, our fullback getting out jump for a ball by a front rower. It just doesn't happen. So, yeah, I just don't think the Blues were on their game. Well, some of them anyway, and sort of caused a bit of a domino effect to lose.
They had their chances. especially
Did you
when
actually
they
game,
were
though?
man down.
Oh, they did, but it was an enjoyable game as a neutral. As you know, I'm from Toorak. As a neutral, it was quite a wonderful contest to watch.
Yeah, no. You enjoyed it, did you?
Oh, I thought it was wonderful. These rugged men just bumping into each other all the time.
Getting all hot and sweaty and...
Did you, Simon? Did you happen to notice Reece Walsh the other night when he took his shorts off and saw the pink lycra underneath?
Oh, well, I did see a bit of skin and a vertical smile or two out in the field that night. That was kind of nice to watch.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Mate, the Knights are back in action this week. You're a bit of a Knights fan now?
Well, of course I am. I'm very invested in the Knights now.
Yeah, who's your favourite?
I'm sure I have to say Tyson Gamble, don't I?
Ah, you're a legend, mate. You're a winner.
But to be honest, I'm happy with all of them. They're all wonderful men.
Yeah, you'll be pretty excited that there's a man back in the team this week. Kurt Mann?
I'm so happy that he's back. He's really fought his way back, and good on him.
Yeah, no, it's good to see Kurt back. Absolute legend and champion guy. Mate, it's really good to hear from you, but I have to ask, how's Terrence?
Terrence is okay. As I said last time, he's been busy. He's been going on these business trips, but last I heard he wasn't employed, so I'm still trying to work out what's going on.
Okay.
Unless he's muling or smuggling something, but he came back last time from Thailand and he had a weird rash and a bit of a cough and a flu, but he seems okay now.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't he's not employed, it's deploying?
Well, it's possible. So I'm a little bit concerned, to be honest, but, onwards and upwards, as they say.
Oh, well, give him
a big hug and a kiss for us.
Speak for yourself, but yeah.
Yes, I might be a bit cautious about the kisses just for the time being till I know what's wrong with him.
Yeah.
Till that rash clears up.
Bird flu, maybe?
I'm not sure.
Well, he might have got in touch with a sickly bird or two. Who knows?
Well, that's on the cards, mate. We appreciate your call. It's good to hear from you. How's the souffle?
Look, I've been working on a different recipe, and now it just bursts up, and it's just amazing.
Fair enough.
So it's coming up, is it? Getting up all right?
It gets up, it's nice, it's cheesy, it's full, you'd love it.
I bet he would.
We might have to come down to Toorak and have one night.
You're always welcome to come down, Gary.
You can't wait for it to expire.
That's the silver fox.
Yeah, he is the silver fox, a handsome man.
All right, mate, appreciate your call. And you're in the draw to win the tattoo voucher. Sorry, go in the draw for the tattoo voucher. So after the break, we'll decide which one of your crew you want to give it to. So
I was just going to ask Simon, if you won the tattoo, what would you get and where would you put it?
Well, I'll probably get a giant cock on my chest. I'm partial to Roosters.
Oh, okay. You're a Rooster supporter, are you?
Well, I don't mind, as I said, just a big feathery cock.
Yeah.
You had to ask, didn't you?
Thanks, Simon.
All right, mate. That's talking Schmidt for one night, and we'll take a short break with these messages. Now you got me bamboozled. We'll be back.
Are you looking for something a little bit different, perhaps? Something a little bit out of the ordinary? Head down to the Liquidators Raymond Terrace. Liquidators is a discount variety store. They specialise in all sorts of different home decor items, candles, even hardware. There's costumes and wigs for that fancy dress party. There's art, all sorts of things that are a little bit different. Liquidators Raymond Terrace. That's 34 William Street in Raymond Terrace.
All right, guys, and yeah, that was Shaman and talking Schmidt. Speaking of tattoos, then you were so interested in Simon's tattoo choices.
And where he's going to put it.
Who are we going to give the tattoo voucher to? The entry into
it. I just picked Michaela for number one.
Yeah,
Michaela?
I got Michaela.
All right. Yeah, I actually, good to see people taking interest in our sponsors.
Yes.
So, yeah, I liked that choice as well. So, obviously people taking interest in our sponsors. So, yeah, give it to Michaela. Michaela, you've won the ticket into the draw for
chocolate wheel.
For the tattoo voucher. That we will be getting tattoos as well. And, yeah, we're going to have to stitch a minion up, I reckon. So he loses, so he gets a tattoo of our choice. Yes.
Maybe we should get Simon to pick the tattoo for him.
Done. All right, let's make it.
You like that, Bugsy?
Let's stitch up the minion. He can have it. But one thing I will say, if it's tattoo, minion gets to pick where he can have it, so he can hide it if he wants.
Yeah.
We'll blindfold him.
Surprise. And probably video and put it on the...
yeah, definitely. Anyway, guys, also Maitland and Port Stephens Toyota do have new vehicles coming. Yes, after 3 years, there are a limited number of new vehicles heading for the showroom. Give the team a call to get all your latest details. So make sure you give them a call. Maitland and Port Stephens, there are some new vehicles coming, so don't miss out. Get in and give them a call now. And... Actually, Burton Automotive, one of our major sponsors too, is a big sponsor of Mark Glanville.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
MG.
Yeah, he got
the Avals.
Yeah, the Hunter Havel.
Yep.
So, let's move on to the team list first, guys, eh?
Yep.
I've got two teams here. Anyway, who wants to do the Broncos?
Yeah, I mean,
Corey like to do a Bronco?
He's good with the words and names.
Yeah, all right. Broncos it is, mate.
Yep. You ready? I'll go right over here because I haven't got...
Oh, you want to steal mine, do you?
Yeah, well, you got the second one, mate.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. For the Bronx this week, number one is Reece Walsh. The wingers are Corey Oates and Selwyn Cobbo. The centre pairing of Katoni Staggs and Herbie Farmworth. In the halves, it's Ezra Mann and Adam Reynolds. Packing the scrum is Payne Haas and Tom Flegler. Billy Walters is the hooker, and in the second row is Kurt Capel, and Jordan Rickey, and locking the scrum is Pat Carrigan. And on the interchange bench there's Corey Pakes, Brendan Bakura, Kobe Hetherington, and Marty Tupou.
Not a bad team at all. It's going to be hard. The Knights. Gaz, you want to do it? No, I'll go.
I can't read. It's too small.
Fair enough.
Glasses.
Number one, Kalen Ponga, Dom Young, and the beast himself, Greg Marju. On the wings, centre pairing of Dane Gagai and Bradman Bass. In the halves, we've got the man himself, Tyson Gamble, with Jackson Hastings. Daniel Saifidi and Leo Thompson back to the front row. Phoenix Crosland at hooker, Tyson Frizzell, Lockie Fitz, and Adam Elliott rounding out at lock. Interchange bench of Kurt Mann, Jacob Saifidi, Jack Hetherington, and Matt Croker. Interesting on the reserves extended bench too, Dylan Lucas and Ali Tawala, Jack Johns, Lockie Miller, and Brody Jones. So got some good talent just waiting to push through the line there as well. But what a game. This is going to be some matchups. Ponga versus Walsh, Coates and Young, Staggs and Gagai, Farmsworth and Bess.
Gamble playing against his old club.
Yes, Sell and Cobbo and Marju, Ezra Mann and Gamble, Reynolds and Hastings, and that's just the back line.
There's back line. Worth the admission just for that.
Oh, mate, I tell you what, this is going to be our hardest test yet. Because you're going to have, obviously Flegler's going to be in Origin, but you're going to have the likes of Reynolds that are pushing for an Origin spot. Kurt Capel will be pushing for an Origin spot. Dane Gagai could prove to get back in.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Tony Staggs, another one that's been mentioned as well. So,
Saifidi boys will be trying to push to get back in.
Yep.
Awesome game, but I tell you what I'm really impressed with is Kurt Mann back. I think you might even find Kurt Mann might even be a late inclusion to the run-on side.
Yeah? Did you hear that somewhere? Or
they just seem to play games with the late inclusions and chop and change. You might find one of them, Adam Elliott, maybe even go back to the bench.
Pretty well balanced team again, isn't it?
Only one I might have looked at. I'm glad to see coming back in the reserves and getting closer to getting back there is Brodie Jones. Worked really hard to get himself back fit.
Yeah.
So,
And from all reports, Lockie Miller did okay in reserve grade last week. So
not surprised.
Yeah.
Not
So-
surprised there. It's just a bad spot for him to be in.
Yeah.
But injuries and things will come soon, so he'll get back in there very soon. How do you see this one, guys?
I'd like to say the Knights, but I think the Broncos will win by about 4 to 6, but they'll be earning it. Like you said, Reynolds will be, I think, will be man of the match, and he'll take it to him because he wants that spot, wants to prove it.
Yep.
But they won't get it easy, I don't think.
No,
Won't get it easy.
I hope not. I mean,
I'd like to see the Knights win.
love to see him win, but I mean, if we don't, as long as we put in a stellar performance,
Yep.
yeah,
I can.
It's a good side.
yeah. It's probably one of the games of the round, actually.
Well, I've actually lost my sheet for the games.
There you go. You can have mine.
Stole it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I obviously can't go against the Knights, but it's going to be hard.
It'll be a hard slog.
Yeah, very hard. So let's move on to the rest of the games this week, guys?
Yep.
The Gold Coast Titans up against the West Tigers on Thursday night. I'm going to take Tigers, guys.
Yep.
Tigers.
Yeah, Tigers. But I wouldn't be surprised Gold Coast actually. You
Very
just never know. They're unpredictable, aren't they?
Yeah,
So,
that's right.
you know.
Canberra up against the Warriors on Friday.
Warriors for me.
I'm taking the Warriors.
Yeah, I think Canberra might just do it, only because of Jared Croker's 300s. But they are still playing pretty good footy, and they're in the 8 at the moment.
I'm impressed with the Warriors.
It's at
but
down at Canberra, isn't
It's
it?
in Canberra. We won't worry the Warriors. So, Canberra for me.
Gaz? Warriors.
Warriors, yeah.
Manly, Friday night, 7:55 in Sydney against the Dolphins.
At Pothole Land.
I'm going Manly.
This one's a toss of the coin because they're both
Yep.
up and down.
Just that Travojevic is back. I think he'll play a lot better than he did in the Origin.
I'm going to take the Dolphins. Not convincing, but
Where's it at?
Pothole End.
Yeah.
Manly.
I think Manly
The bin
supporters
chickens?
will get them over.
Next one, Snooze Fest. St George Illawarra Dragons versus the Rabbits. This one could be closer than people think. If St George come out and play like they played last week, Souths won't have it their own way.
If I thought the dreading watching Penrith game was going to kill me, this one was just as bad.
I'll take Souths, but not convincingly.
With Latrell's still not a chance of playing. Yeah, so
Cody Walker will be trying to play.
Playing himself.
Cody Walker plays very well against the Dragons. He scores a try almost every game he plays against us. So I think he'll probably score a double and smash us.
I was about to say, I think it'll be right up to about the last quarter, and then South will run away with it. But yeah, I think St George will put up a bit of a fight.
I hope so. I hope you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, next one we covered Saturday night, the Broncos versus the Knights. So moving on to Saturday night, another good night for the Schmidt household. Got the Penrith Panthers following the Knights. So either I'll be happy or cranky, or we'll both be happy and cranky.
Well, we're all playing on Saturday there, aren't we?
The Roosters against Penrith. Penrith is still favourite.
Yeah, I'm going to go pennies.
Just off the back of last, I think Penrith will still be my tip to win this one, and probably go close to going a three-peat this year.
Shuali's out. So.
Yeah, I'm going to take Penrith, but I think a lot of it will revolve
if they can get it together.
Yeah, if they can, if it doesn't click in the first, they need to move Crichton up. Crichton and Luai are the key, I think, to them winning.
To getting the ball out to the
I mean,
speedsters.
Cogger could come on and prove me wrong, but I just think from a coach looking, or not a coach, from a person looking outside, not a coach, Crichton at 5'8" is a huge plus for me, I think. Yeah, time will tell. So I'll take the Panthers. Sunday, Melbourne Storm against Cronulla.
Yes.
Was this not... They only played there not long ago?
I don't know.
It's going to be a hard
Anyway,
one.
I think Melbourne will come out,
Bounce back.
bounce back. They'll be smarting after last week's loss. So
Yeah, they don't lose many down there, do they?
and
Storm.
Storm.
The next one, the little puppies versus the Parramatta Eels. So I won't even bother asking guys. Yeah, Parra, surely. I mean, Canterbury played good if they played like they played last week, but yeah, at the moment, Parramatta are playing some pretty good footy behind Junior Paulo and
the myth.
yeah, but
Campbell, Regan, Gillard's back.
yeah, Campbell's back and Hopgood.
Oh, he's playing brilliant.
That was Melbourne Rookie of the Year.
Hopgood,
That
yeah.
was Hopgood. So for me, it's a 3-horse race for Rookie of the Year. Hopgood,
Taruva.
Taruva, and who was the other one? Oh, yeah.
That's your homework.
No, we were just talking about it earlier.
Who's Truva play for?
Penrith.
Tanner,
That was a West Tigers guy, wasn't it?
Oh, Buller.
Buller. Yeah. So it's a 3-horse
I
race.
was listening.
To me, I think it's probably a 3-horse race.
I like Parramatta, but the Canterbury are a team that can produce an upset. So, but anyway, you got to go with the favourite, in my opinion. So,
All right, board predictions for this week. Gamble to score at his old ground.
or to at least give him a bit of lip.
Oh, that's good. That's bound to happen.
That's a gimme.
Yeah.
I'd like to say Marju for a couple.
Ooh, so did I.
He's up against Silver and Cobbo.
Hmm.
Yeah, Marju for a double for me.
Sweet. I'll take that.
Yeah.
For the Knights to win?
Yep.
Ooh, boy.
Well, Brisbane to win, but not by much. But I think is a bold prediction. Kalen will beat Reece Walsh in the fullback in like how the game goes. I think Kalen will play how I play him, and it'll. Even though Kalen's already told Billy Slater that he doesn't want to be in Origin this year.
Yeah, but if Billy come knocking on the door, you reckon?
But it'll prove that they're still in his eye.
So what? Like, I mean, you get what, 60 grand for Origin or something?
Something like that. Yeah.
How could you knock that back if they come knocking on your door?
Good dollars, isn't it?
Like
I'll play one game of Origin.
Like that game, that matchup is a worth a prize of admission itself.
100%.
Yeah.
It's just even in your forwards, in your Huss against Saifidi and Thompson and all that. Yeah.
So there's a point to prove for Kalen on this occasion. So
Yeah. Anyway. All right, we might take our last break for the night and come back and wrap it all up.
Purnell's Awards and Apparel is your one-stop shop for everything you might need for your business or your sporting club. Have a listen to this. There are corporate awards, cups, trophies, display cases, drinkware, giftware, medals, perpetuals, plaques and shields, and even apparel. There's so much there. It's great stuff. It's great quality at a great price. Head down to Purnell's in 2 locations, purnells.com.au or email winner@purnells.com.au.
All right, guys, and welcome back. And, this week we got to give away the chance to win the fridge. Gary.
Beautiful fridge. Nice and cool in here, Dino.
Yeah, it is, isn't it, mate?
Hey, have a look at them. Frosty and cold. You want to get onto this? It's a beauty.
So, yeah. So this, obviously, the winner can pick their own fridge, the team of their choice. But this week, you know what?
We're going to do a deal.
Yeah, well, seeing it's the When's it? Still the Queen's birthday, or it's the King's now?
I think it's the Kings now.
King's now, is it? So, seeing it's a controversy week of Kings, Queens, we don't know what it is. I'm going to say it's MG's birthday long weekend.
That's it.
So it's MG's birthday long weekend.
Yep.
You know what? We're going to go not one chance to win,
Not 2.
but 3. So you have 3 chances to win your chance on the chocolate wheel or the win the fridge. So game 1 goes.
Game 1 is with the Warriors and Canberra. Pick the scores.
So, and then game 2, I'm going to pick obviously the Knights and Broncos. And then the third game
Is the Doggies versus the Eels.
on Monday. So that's 3 chances for you to get in and win. Thanks to Bar Fridges Australia. Beautiful fridge. We've got one in the studio, obviously, and yeah,
It's excellent.
it is, isn't it? In summertime, your beer absolutely, or whatever drink is absolutely chilly cold. So, yeah, can't thank Bar Fridges Australia enough for that one. Kindly donated to the show, that one. And,
You can be a part of it.
yeah, we've, the show and Bar Fridges Australia have put their hands together and got another one to give away for the winner of this. So, yeah.
Pick the score and get on the chocolate wheel.
Yeah, absolute, awesome fridge, eh? Like,
Ice cold drinks. Beautiful.
beautiful. Anyway, guys, you got something for us?
I have. Did you know Burton Toyota Automotive have 3 GWM dealerships? 3. At the moment, Cardiff GWM is undergoing the refurbishment, but Hunter GWM at East Mayland and Port Stephens GWM at Taylor's Beach are fully stocked with utes, hybrids and SUVs, all ready for immediate delivery from the Burton team. Go and see them.
Absolute best in the business, I tell you. Burton family have been around for years. And, Norm Burton, the young fella over there, I'll call him young fella, he'll probably like that, but
Kimberley.
he's been around for a long time, and he's won an award there not long ago too. Yeah. So yeah, they look after a lot of local identities, sporting. Yeah, so honestly, go see Burton Automotive. You won't be disappointed. And
What was that slogan?
and tell them the big fella sent you.
Yeah.
So shit, yeah, ripping off the big Mal and Gary Harley. So maybe we could change it to ours, and the big fella, tell him Schmidt sent you.
Yeah.
The tall fella, not the...
Oh, I'm getting big.
Okay, the big tall fella.
Anyway, yeah.
The one with the funny haircut.
Corey's all right.
Yeah.
That's why he's got his hat on.
Yeah, so that's pretty much us this week, isn't it? A few other... Anything else we've got to make mention of? The gal... we'll have a jersey there. Yep. Part of the gal, when you go in, you can during happy hour you could win a signed Knights jersey, and the same will be coming up for Thirsty Messiah soon. So visit those 2 venues. You could win a signed Knights Anzac jersey from this year. So yeah,
get in there.
Yeah, well, we can definitely rate Thirsty Messiah after we were there a couple of weeks ago. So
yeah, good place, really good place. But got a couple of things coming up in the near future for us too. Big shout out to Mitch too. Obviously, his dear old nana passed away during the week. So
condolences to the family.
Mitch.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I touched on earlier, we lost a workmate in Lee. I won't say his last name yet. There's privacy to the family, but Pee Wee, mate, very sad. To feel that he had to go that way, and so this show is probably in memory of Pee Wee this week, I think. But we've got a couple of things coming up in the near future that are going to be pretty exciting and funny. So keep an eye on it. But yeah, next week we're back on track, and thanks to Crazy Lady as usual. young Portia did a little role with us tonight.
Mini crazy lady.
A mini crazy lady and Christopher.
Yep.
Mr. Vaseline.
Mr. Vaseline.
Not too bad at late, short notice or whatever you want to call that.
Yeah.
Late notice.
And
Help us out.
I will say another thing too. A lot of it goes unknown to our editor and good friend of the show, Adam, mate. We really do appreciate everything you do for us.
100%.
And, mate, I know we don't say it enough, but, yeah, you are a huge asset to our show, and not just our show, but, you know, our extended family. So,
Can't wait to get over here, mate.
Yeah.
Go for a beer.
Yep.
Actually, we don't have to go for a beer because we've got the
we're in
fridge.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Anyway, I think that's us, eh?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
Just
another.
like to thank our sponsors.
Thank
Yep.
our sponsors, yeah. We can't do it without you, and we'll get Harry on one night, and also Mick from the Gal, and we can have a bit of a chat with them as we had Thomas on before, and yeah.
See if we can get them all on at one period of time.
Yeah, no, it'd be good to get an insight into some of them as well. So, anyway,
That's it. That's a wrap for us this
That's
week.
us.
Yep.
Done.
Yep.
Mm,
Until next week
every time,
is
night
Night
time.
time.
good night.
Good night.
Do I say Minion?
Minion has a hairy anus.
Do I?
Yeah.
Minion has a hairy anus, part 3.
Oh my goodness. You're a bunch of rascals. I tried to get Terence under the table one night. He wasn't having a bar of it.
I got a sore bum.
Yep.
It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men. Here, there, fan and shot.
I didn't even know you knew the words.
Look at the camera. Give him a 2 thumbs up.
So I love you, Adam.
Love you, Adam.